Welcome. I asked AI what hell looks like, and it sent me a picture of Mel Robbins letting them. What? Kim Kardashian. You didn't hear that because I didn't share it.
Kim Kardashian.
Now you heard it. Welcome to AI is Hell, and we are all living in it, and it's only for girls. And you're not allowed, boys. AI is for the chicas, okay? And that is the topic that we are speaking on today. Why are people pushing AI onto the girl bosses of the USA? And we're going to find out, including our favorite Mel Robbins, including Elle Woods herself, Reese Witherspoon, including Lean-In's lady, the Lean-In lady, who's lost her gosh darn mind as of late. And who else? Some other people that are just trying to catch a quick buck. And we're gonna research, and we're gonna find out why they're doing this to us. Is hustle culture not enough? Now they want us to hustle into an AI sphere of silence? We're going to find out. Basically, there's a growing trend of girl boss influencers, like I said, and I'll show you an article that I think summarizes this pretty well. From The Cut. Very, very famous magazine called The Cut. The Girlbossification of AI. Reese Witherspoon, Mel Robbins, and Sheryl Sandberg, that's the Facebook Lean-In woman, are telling women to use ChatGPT or get left behind. Okay, so I have thoughts on this overall. The thing that makes me roll my eyes once again, as always, is who is delivering the message. The message, I think, and this is my new catchphrase of life, everything is a little bit right. Anything that anyone says is always just a little bit correct. And then it depends on how true something is, depending on how correct it is, if that makes sense. But everything is always a little bit. Even the people I disagree with the most in this world, they're usually a little bit right. But it does it matter in the grand scheme? And I think some level of AI knowledge, some level of understanding as to what's going on. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I look gorgeous. Thank you. I did cover up a couple giant pimples, but they are blending in very well. And I did put a little mascara on, so thank you so much. And I think there is some truth to that. And I do, from my experience, think that women are more against AI than men are. I think that is true too. However, should we say, well, there's nothing we can do, we gotta get on AI and just give up our jobs right now? And also, there's nothing we can do. I think I should listen to a celebrity who's lying to me, that's making it seem like this is just a thought that came off the dome, and meanwhile they have full-on operations that are being paid for by AI, and that they're depending on AI taking off to make the money, so they're being disingenuous about their messaging. And yeah, those are the big ones. Those are the big ones. And also there was something else that was interesting. Oh, these are the same people, some of them, Reese Witherspoon being one of them. And I remember like Mila Kunis and like maybe Natalie Portman, possibly. I'll have to look that one up. But we're pushing NFTs onto women as if this was a trend that women needed to, start investing time and money into, or we were going to be left behind. And look at how that blew up in their faces. People who invested in NFTs, for the most part, on the whole, are back to square one or negative. And then this was the same message they were delivering, previously. Again, Reese Witherspoon being one of them, and she is no dummy when it comes to making money, honey. There she is. And I really like her overall. But I will say, the more I get to know about Reese Witherspoon as a person, the more she is just like a Oprah, just like I'm going to use people to get ahead. And she is a billionaire. Is Reese Witherspoon a billionaire? I believe so. Is Reese's Pieces Spoon a billionaire? Because she owns her own companies, a few of them. She's not a billionaire. While often cited as the world's richest actress, her net worth is estimated to be around $400 million to $440 million. Her fortune is driven by her production company, Hello Sunshine, and her extensive career rather than a 10-digit fortune. So, yeah, so her company, Hello Sunshine, she's also got a book club that I guess is pretty popular. She was one of Rachel Hollis's, like, I love this book people. Let me see if I can find that. Girl, wash your face. Oh, yeah. No. I thought she was holding the book at some point. Okay, maybe I made that up. Maybe that was just a dream that I had once. I do think that, well, whatever. Okay, doesn't matter. So let's read this article a little bit, and then we're going to watch the clips that we're going to talk about specifically. So in April, Reese Witherspoon, who is, obviously famous for Legally Blonde. I don't know what else. Sweet Home Alabama. A movie about her being a ghost. I remember vaguely from like the early 2000s. So that woman, that person, that girl boss, she went to Instagram to deliver a message. It's time to start using AI. While standing in her kitchen, we've been here before. We love standing in the kitchen.
I had this awakening in my kitchen.
And she's dressed in an oversized sweater and blending a smoothie. She told her 30 million followers she was shocked to discover only 3 of the 10 women in her book club said they had used the technology, meaning AI technology. Even though women's jobs are 3 times more likely to be replaced by AI than men's are, she pointed out so far men are more likely to embrace it. Okay, so that's her opening statement. So let's actually watch. I think she might have pulled it down on Instagram. I tried to search for it. I couldn't find it, so maybe she just hid the searching. But I do have my new favorite show that we're going to talk about twice tonight, The Social CTV. All my good friends from Canada.
One of the things that fascinates me about you is that you're from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of really great friends from Canada.
Asari Shepherd, thank you so much. Asari says, we're not going to want this. Stop it, ladies. AI. You gotta love it or hate it. I don't know. Let's unpack it, because I think the overall don't use it, I don't think is going to work. So in that way, I agree. To say you cannot look at it, you cannot use it, you cannot try it, you cannot experiment with it, I just don't think is reasonable and possible, really, because I know a lot of people that are required to use it at work now. So I think if you make a stance, I'm not going to use it, you're going to hurt yourself, at least in the temporary. You kind of have to toe the line of, okay, if this is what my company wants us to do, this is what we have to do. It's kind of like the internet. People really push back on the internet, and then eventually they had to give in. So I think, whatever. The generative stuff, the, cutting all your employees and just having AI, like Tom Bilyeu made some stupid post the other day about if he was to start Quest Nutrition today, he would just do it himself and hire an AI robot. It's like, you had a whole factory, right? Like, that's not going to work, idiot. But anyway, so I think there's a happy medium of embracing some of it and at least understanding it so you know where you stand, but then also not giving in 100%. It's easier said than done, obviously. So, sorry, I agree with that half. Half, I agree.
Ghosts, how does that even work?
Also,
that is so crazy. It's like a Dementor energy.
There definitely is Dementor energy in AI, though, I will say. And I will say also, the people who are dating them, are in love with them, are marrying them, are messed up in the head. Those people...
Comment the word brainwash and we will send you the entire episode. And
those are the vulnerable people that are going to be... that are the same group, really, that are seeking out personal development, are also going to be seeking out AI. We just saw Heidi Powell met her boyfriend, who they're totally in love, and Kira, who's the book medium, all use AI, all call it their best friend, all call it the best thing that's ever happened, since they looked in a mirror one time. So, yeah, it's one of those things that if you use it correctly, I think it could be okay. If you don't, then that's a different conversation. Anyways. And thank you to Lisa Bruce. Lisa Bruce says, I hope AI replaces grifters. Grifters or AI? I'm sure there's an AI grifter already out there that is selling courses that it wrote in 1 second for 40 grand.
It looks like I'm just sitting. In reality, I'm managing lots of things. I'm feeling lots of things.
Can't wait. Also, we're going to talk about Bumble too, because there's some love involved in AI now as well. If you didn't know it. If you didn't know that love
She looks scary.
is all about AI.
Her charisma is straight up off the charts.
Also,
Get your hearts ready.
okay. Thank you, Lisa, so much. All right. So here is Reese Witherspoon's comments on AI that we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about the whole, why it's impactful because of her company. Whoever the live audience is, which is probably AI, speaking of, in this the social CTV is hilarious. There's the most reaction. At least she's acknowledging that means, like, she's not saying this is a national statistic based on 10 people in my very narrow circle, because I think that often happens. I mean, that is what she's saying without saying it, but at least she's saying in that group that's 70% that aren't using it. But a lot of these grifters will start to say, so that's why I started this, because of my friend group. It must represent the entire country and everyone's lived experience. But anyways, let's see what else she has to say.
So people online.
Ooh!
I'm sorry you're upset.
Starting a fire and learning how to farm? Okay. Can we, I think what she's saying is surviving in the corporate landscape. But okay, take it to the extreme, Cynthia Loist. Right? You love Cynthia Loist, don't we? Thank you to Arian from Gravity Falls. Arian from Gravity Falls says, LOL, no AI thanks, Reese. Kendra, who fell in love with her psychiatrist, used up my share and then some. Can we get some McConaughey up in here? Heck yeah, we can get some McConaughey up in here.
Time for me, you, and all the nations to get us some elevation.
Woo! Also? And also?
Uh-oh. Amen. Yippee. Oh my.
You want to come up here, girly? No, she wants din din. Tara wants din din. Tara wants din din. Nanny boo boo. That's so mean of me. I'm sorry. Okay. So Cynthia's against it. She loves farming, self-defense, and making fires. She just, I agree. I had that argument with many, many people when I worked at the newspaper. And I said, we got to figure out the internet. That's how it's all working. And they were like, no, but the printing press. And I was like, you guys are insane if you think that makes economical sense to continue to print the paper locally. Like, it just made, I guess when you're younger and you're not used to the physical thing, you're like, well, of course that's going away. But the older generation there were like, they just couldn't wrap their head around it, which is still kind of surprising to me. Maybe it's changed now, but I do think there is some truth of understanding what's happening in the world is important. What? No, that's not what a Ponzi scheme is. A Ponzi scheme is when you give your money to somebody and they get money from another person and there's actually no investment, and you pay the interest of the first person back with the money that you collected from the second person, and eventually it blows up because there's actually no product being made. So it has nothing to do with what you're saying. That this person, the Canadian View women, have brought up, because that actually ties in, maybe we'll come back to this, but that ties into what Mel Robbins is wanting you to do. And we're not done with Reese, because we have to talk about her business and her actual courses that she or her production company is offering at Purdue University that's about AI. So she was really downplaying her role and her interest in AI succeeding in her casual blender Instagram. So, but let's look at Mel Robbins, what she wants us to give. We're back on The Social, my new favorite show, to hear what her booing. I mean, I love it. Mel Robbins, Boo! What is she? Were they me? Let them. Nothing is her fault, and you should let her do whatever she wants. And I'm assuming that's the takeaway. And anything any influencer does, you should just blame yourself. That's kind of the vibe that I get. But maybe it's different in Canada. Maybe in Canada they have things figured out differently.
Show up at his house.
Amy, thank you so much. Amy, LX8RN. Amy says, I saw a monk today and on my stops at work with a similar outfit as Monk Betty. I showed him a picture of her in her outfit. Now, what was the monk's response? And if you are new here, welcome. Thanks for joining. Amy has a beautiful puppy dog named Betty who is also training to become a monk grifting influencer in the most wholesome way possible. So that's it. That's all you need to know, everybody. Also,
Allah Akbar.
that's from Russell Brand. Sorry for the offensiveness. Also,
I'm on trial for crimes I didn't commit. Why don't you be reborn like me? Get born again, baby. I am a broken man, an unworthy man who have done many, many things.
wouldn't that be crazy if that's what the monk said to you? Thanks, Amy. Finally.
Praise the Lord. Click the link in the description.
So true. Okay. Are they going to actually play this clip from Mel Robbins? Because that's why I clicked on this video. Seems like no. Okay, let me find a raw version. I was too trusting. I saw it in there and I was like, oh, they must be playing it. Let's see. And I don't think Mel Robbins could have deleted it because it was a sponsored post, so it seems. So let's check it out. Also, apparently Mel Robbins is blocking people on TikTok, which is hilarious. And whenever they start blocking people, that's when you know they're on their way out. Okay. Maybe she took it down from here. Let's see. AI. What every woman needs to know about fitness. If you're overthinking, do this. This will change how you see your mom. Spend the day with me. You deserve success. If it's not the habits. The best thing the therapist ever told me to shut the hell up, but I didn't listen. It's not personal. Okay, here's the first time she ever wore different glasses, and it really threw me off. I'm like, who is this person? Who are you? She's really soft launching a new identity, but then she went right back.
Hey, it's your friends. I'm through a really hard time right now. Here's something simple and easy that can make a big difference. Just plan something to look forward to.
Okay, shut up. Girly, come here. Come here. Okay. This is why people walk all over you. Crying it out doesn't work. You've been thinking about trauma, 3 habits. Is this it?
Hey, it's Mel, and we...
What outfit is this?
Hey.
This outfit is giving... I'm working as a mechanic in a car shop, but I'm also in corporate at night. And I have a stage performance of Fiddler on the Roof later. So I need a versatile outfit where I can go from the mechanic shop to my community theater practice flawlessly. Okay, so she's drinking her protein. Okay, is this it?
Hey, it's your friend Mel, and this...
Hey, it's your friend Mel. Hey, it's Mel. I'm at Hobby Lobby.
Hey, it's Mel, and I am walking the aisles of my OG...
She has one outfit now. She really is. She's got a uniform as a mechanic. A womcanic. Okay. More protein. Where? So maybe she did delete this. Unless it's just so old. Here's her becoming Jesus. She's her own Messiah. What's this?
Hey, it's Mel, and I am in Australia on tour. Hey, it's your friend Mel, and there are 3 things that...
Your friend Mel. Okay, I can't find this. I guess we'll have to search. Mel Robbins. Someone must have screen recorded it. AI Financial. Okay, don't look at the spelling. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to Amy. It's coming up in a second. Amy says, I told Real Monk how Betty is trying to get rich like Jay Shetty, and he cracked up after I explained who he was. Real Monk loved Monk Betty. Aw. He's like, oh, yeah, Jay Shetty, I remember that guy. He came in for one session and left, and then he made $1 bazillion off the back of our teachings. Love that guy.
There's something I call bullshitting yourself.
I love selling stuff online.
Here's a throwback we haven't heard in a while.
I got 4 toes on 1 foot. My sister ran me over with a lawnmower.
Oh, someone says I had it on here. Okay. I saw one that said something about AI prompts. Okay. Where is it? DNA. Oh, here it is. Thank you. How do you guys have the best eyesight? This could be like this close to my eyes and I wouldn't see it. Okay. Thank you. And thank you again to Amy. I'm so glad Monk. Love Betty Monk. Also,
I am such a giver.
That's what Betty Monk says. Monk Betty.
I was a waitress at Denny's.
So true.
I want to go to Denny's with you.
And finally,
I didn't come into this world the way everybody else does.
that's for you, Amy. Okay, here it is. It's your friend Mel Robbins here to get you to sell your data or give away your data, actually, with no benefit to AI. And this is Copilot. This is and it's got a community note. AI can only go so far when evaluating new ideas, but the technology can convince people to surrender their good judgment and agree with incorrect conclusions. And this post is an advertisement for AI. Okay, so it is a sponsored post by Microsoft Copilot. Here we go. 2 AI prompts that will save you time and money. And she's got the same goddamn shirt on. What's happening? Why is she loves being a mechanic. Okay, here we go.
We need to talk about this Harvard study and the shocking statistic that up to 40% less women are adopting AI at the rate that men are. Women?
She's reading the script off the side so poorly. She does not even care about reading these ad reads anymore. And she's also like, hey girlies, come to the table and sit in the background and just stare at me weirdly. That will do really good on Instagram for sure. Do I need hairspray? No, I don't. Do I need to brush it down a tiny bit? No. We're good to go. Let's go. I got my mechanic shirt on.
Especially if you're my age, I'm 57 years old. You cannot be left behind. When it comes to using technology that is shaping the way that work is evolving and that your life can get better, oh my God, you have to lean in. And since I've been talking about it on the podcast, I can't believe how many of you are trying AI and what you're saying. There are no stupid questions. Now I have a personal assistant. I finally feel capable. And look, maybe
I finally feel capable. Once I decided to give up all my hopes and dreams, I finally feel capable. Thanks. When I decided to give my life and my choices and free will over to a Microsoft product, I finally feel capable.
maybe you feel like Patricia. AI technology makes me uneasy, but the thought of being left behind frightens me even more. It's my responsibility to take initiative and adapt to this new landscape. Exactly. I love that attitude. And I want to make it so...
This poor woman. What is her purpose here? We're at a meeting. We're pretending to be at a meeting. And Mel is turned away from me. And my role in this fictitious scenario is to sit with my hands crossed, staring at the back of her head as if it's the most interesting thing in the world as she spews nonsense.
So easy for you to start. So I'm giving you 2 specific ways you can use AI right now to save time and money. And all you do is you go to Copilot and you paste these exact prompts.
Okay. Oh, shit.
We need to talk about this.
This is why I hate Instagram.
Harvard.
I need to go back. I just wanted to read what her prompt was. It said something about I feel overwhelmed in my life.
Study and the shocking statistic that up to 40% less women are adopting AI at the rate that men are. Women, especially if you're my age, I'm 57 years old, you cannot be left behind. When it comes to using technology that is shaping the way that work is evolving and that your life can get better, oh my God, you have to lean in. And since I've been talking about it on the podcast, I can't believe how many of you are trying AI and what you're saying.
It's coming off so disingenuous too. This is now our second watching of this. First of all, you see her eyes reading whatever poor intern's holding up the pages of, this is the talking points that you're contractually obligated to say for a thing you don't understand or care about. But okay, she's reading it, you know, and she's not even, she's tired. This woman's been all over the world praising herself, letting them pay her money to do that. She needs a break. My God.
There are no stupid questions. Now I have a personal assistant. I find
she's losing the spark is what I'm trying to say. She's got too many protein promotion ads. She's got too many tours. Is this woman in need of money? Why cannot she not like take a second off?
Feel capable. And look, maybe you feel like Patricia. AI technology makes me uneasy, but the thought of being left behind frightens me even more. It's my responsibility to take initiative and adapt to this new landscape. Exactly.
Exactly. Nothing is the collective's responsibility. Everything is your own fault.
Love that attitude. And I want to make it so easy for you to start.
Okay, we're going to pause it when it gets to
So I'm
AI
giving you
prompts.
2 specific ways you...
And why would you... Okay, she's like in this saying, AI is so the future, so important. Women need to be doing it. We cannot be left behind. You literally printed out a page, whatever the fuck this is. You printed it out in a printer to physically show the camera that this is what you're giving people. The most old school thing you could possibly do in the world. If this was not a tablet, you know, etched out on stone. So it looks like you're not very up on the times showing these notes. Wolf Hayden, very interesting image of you there. Is that a porcupine or a sloth or a Wolf Hayden? Maybe that's an unknown species to me. Whatever it is very adorable and cute. Thank you for commenting. Wolf Hayden says, Mel Robbins is my sleep paralysis demon.
I don't do murder. That is not a thing I do.
That's Mel Robbins.
I'm oblivious to a lot of things.
That's her.
I don't give a fucking shit.
That's Mel Robbins also. You're not Mel Robbins. You never be Mel Robbins.
There's Colleen.
Finally, Wolf Hayden.
My eyebrow stays on.
Also.
I grew up in the forest.
And finally.
I don't know if anybody has worked as hard on this topic as I have.
That's what Mel Robbins thinks about this video that she's making. Okay.
You can use AI right now to save time and money. And all
to save time and money, okay? That's what she's going to use, saying you should use AI to save time and money, okay? Here is the prompt.
What you do is you go
to Copilot.
Copilot and you paste
this in that I printed out. Okay, that's not how any of this works. I'm going to give you this printout and then paste it in there. Okay. It says, I feel overwhelmed, behind, or ashamed about my money. And I want help understanding what's actually going on without judgment. I'll share the documents I have, such as bank statements, debt statements, bills, and income. So this is the prompt we're supposed to tell AI that we're willing to give up our debt statements, bills. I'm sure they're not going to do anything nefarious with that information at all to sell us debt relief products and up our loan amounts, the percentage, because they know how desperate we are. And they're going to sell that to a car dealership so they know every single thing about you so you can never have a good deal ever in your life again. And I like this. Melcrosoft. Okay, I'm going to try to see if I can get the rest of this prompt.
These exact prompts.
Okay, I don't know. It went so fast, but it says, if anything important is missing, tell me clearly before helping me make a plan. Then explain what's happening in plain language. Show me where my money is going and sort my spending, what I have to pay, what changes month to month, and what I'm choosing to spend. Help me determine whether my biggest issue is earning, spending, debt, or having a clear plan. Point out what I may not be seeing or may be avoiding and what would help me feel more in control right now. Okay, so this is all about uploading. What Microsoft Copilot wants Mel Robbins to convince you of is that you should upload your financial documents in full. And then if you don't actually upload all of them, you should ask it to make sure that you gave enough of your information away for free so that it could help you to earn more money or to get a plan together. Okay.
And they're right in the comments for you right now. Now, let me tell you about the first prompt. The first prompt is how you're going to use AI to take control of your money. And why is this prompt super powerful? I'll tell you why.
Because I'm obsessed with wealth, and that's the only thing I think about from the second I wake up and count down from 5 to the second I go to bed and curse all of my haters.
Because it applies all of the best advice from the smartest financial experts that we've ever had on the Mel Robbins podcast.
She keeps looking away so awkwardly. This is not going well.
Money's our number one topic right now that you are watching. You love this content. You need this content. I wish I had had this content, this prompt, and Microsoft Copilot.
Shut the fuck up. She's been rich her whole life, by the way.
When I was $800,000 in debt, but now you have it.
And that was because her husband messed up a pizza business. That is not a relatable debt story. She tells it as if, oh yes, she just went to Fashion Bug and bought too many sweaters and then she was $800,000 in debt. It was a business specific thing and I'm sure they took care of it immediately and now she's a multi-millionaire. Anyways.
Now let's talk about the second prompt, which is gonna save you time. I was inspired to create this prompt to help you do a time audit because I saw this post on LinkedIn that was written by Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella about how
this happened.
How he was using Copilot to do a time audit. Well, I was so inspired, we crunched the data and did our own based on the best time management advice we've ever had on the Mel,
this is really bad. I'm just gonna the AI thing is one thing. It's obviously horrible. She has no ethics or care for her followers. We already knew that. The delivery of this paid ad as Microsoft, I would be pissed. I'd want my money back. I'd want my financial documents to be rescinded from this because this is really, she is mailing this shit in so hard. It's like commit to it or don't, but this is dog shit. Sorry.
Robbins podcast. The prompt is here, but you can get it right down there. It's pinned in the comments, or I'll save you time. Just comment prompt right in the comments. I'll DM you my cheat sheet.
She's going to DM us. Not AI. She's going to DM us. Yeah.
That's going to save you time, make it super simple. So those are my two
Put the paper down. This paper prop is so dumb.
Prompts. I want you to pick one. I want you to try it today. Once you try it, let me know what happened. What did you learn? And please share this video with someone that you love. If you're in your 20s and your 30s, do not be selfish with this. Send this to your mother, your sister, your aunt.
Don't be selfish with this, 20, 30-year-olds. Send this to your aunt so they can also upload their financial documents. Who knows, there might be a Nigerian priest who has a lot of money that just needs help to get their money out of the country. If you just send them a low fee of $1,500, they will give you millions of rubies. Send it to your aunt who believes that.
Maybe even your grandmother, because we are committed to making sure no women get left behind.
Fix your hair, girl. This one woman who's blurring the background, we are committed to make make sure that you do get identity theft. Baby girl, you want to come up on the desk? Come here. What do you think? You're a girl. What do you think of AI? AI, more like meow. Okay.
We need to talk
about this thing. We're not going to, but we need to. And I printed it out for you. So there's a visual aid because I'm very, very tech savvy. And she didn't even pin the thing. So she lied multiple times. Anyways, so that's Mel Robbins' hot take on the matter. Let's return to the socials 2 cents on this and their audience reaction. My apologist, but we all pretend that she is and that she somehow got the key to happiness, health, relationships, everything, because she has the Mel Robbins podcast that she refers to in the third person. So it's never stopped her before from getting on programs such as this, national news, in the New York Times, for gosh darn sakes, and spewing her bullshit all over. So it's held her back in no way, having no credentials. So I agree with what she's saying, but, you know, why would she... Oh, no.
You're making great points.
I no longer love CTV.
Now, actress... We're starting...
I'm all alone on YouTube, and it doesn't even make me say, ooh, it is those types of things that brings all what life can bring.
To the using it.
I'm back. Okay, good. Am I staring in the abyss? Okay. Now we're gonna watch The View. We're gonna watch Whoopi, the real Whoopi, not the fake Whoopi, and hopefully they respect our freedom of speech.
I'm kind of a wild guy.
I feel like I'm a clown in a circus.
So true, me too.
The mango frequency.
Okay, let's shake it off, guys. Amazing, amazing. Oh, and Taro got dinner. All right, Whoopi, take it away. This is going back to the Reese Witherspoon. Okay, I kind of like this sweater. It says weirdo, which is so true. How I feel too.
Apparently, a lot of people are concerned about how AI technology will impact all of our lives. But Oscar-winning actress Reese Witherspoon
Reese Witherspoon's cool with it. So don't worry, guys. Thanks, Sunny Fawn 13. Thank you so much.
Transmute. Sending it to source light.
Finally.
Clear.
Okay, back to
posted a video
Thank you.
telling people it's time to embrace it. Yeah, okay.
Like you really know what you're doing or they're using it the right way. The thing I've learned about technology is if you don't get a little bit of understanding from the very beginning, it just speeds past you. So you have to have little bits of learning just to keep up. And let's get real, our kids are all using this every single day. It's time, people.
Okay. Again, the way she's framed that, I don't disagree totally. She's a little bit right. Yeah, I think if it's here and everyone's using it and we, are going to be required to use it, it's not a bad thing to at least understand. Doesn't mean you have to give it your financial documents, okay? It doesn't mean you have to have it control your life and run your life and marry one. I don't think it's that bad. But she's lying about why she's invested in this, okay? And I don't know if they're going to talk about this, but let's see.
Well, fellow actress Sandra Bullock also says we need to lean into AI and make it our friend.
Why are they all using the phrasing lean in? Like Sandra, or what's her name? Sheryl Sandberg. That's her book title. They're all using that one verbiage. Are they all getting paid by the same sponsor or something?
I don't. Because I don't mind my friends doing stuff, but, you know, I look at the future. Do I want them making, as we were just saying, Ghost 9 when I'm dead? Using me? No, I don't. I don't think that's interesting. I want to still see actors. I want to see people who, if they fall down, they scrape their knee. I just, you know, that's...
Okay, Whoopi, but that's a weird example. I want people to injure themselves. Okay, well, are you the co-op? You're the backwards supporter of not AI? Like, I really want people to be physically hurt. I don't want AI to take that away from us. I was like, wait, I want people to go to war. Teenagers need to be on the front lines. I don't want drones over there. I want children putting their life on the line. Like, wait, should we be uploading our documents or what?
For me. And all the rest of it, if you love AI and you want it to open your closet doors or put your... that's great for you. I find it uncomfortable. I don't want something listening to everything I say and then an hour later saying, hey, did you want some popcorn? No, I don't. So I get that people love it. I'm not a fan.
Well, my best friend, it's a little brag moment. She wrote an article for Time called Why We Need More Women in the AI Revolution. And she spoke specifically to females because as we know, AI is a learning technology. So if women are not participating, it's constantly learning. The female voice isn't being represented. But also when
I suppose, but isn't there stuff that's built into if it's a male engineer that started the thing, doesn't it already have the bias built in? I guess because it is learning. But that is like, I don't know. This topic is so complicated. I hate it because I guess that makes me feel like, well, yeah, I guess that we do want it to have a female perspective, but then that's putting all this pressure on women to now give up their information again for what end? So that men can know how to manipulate us? I don't know. So to teach it how to AI to manipulate us? Anyways, yeah, the females line. I guess yellow lady is a supporter. If her bestie is writing think pieces about why we should be in the revolution, then I'm assuming she's gonna support it. And thank you to Amy LX8RN as always. Amy says, Betty's life coaching tip of the day: live in a little house on the prairie like Laura Ingalls and stop trying to keep up with this technology BS. Good advice. And if you can get a monk doggy with you, even better, bonus points. Or a black kitty that loves eating and loves sitting underneath microphones. You're living the real AI. Awesome existence spelled wrong.
God was like, you're done.
It's God to me right now. Wow, what just happened?
I'm a big time hippie and I'm very woo-woo.
Thank you, Amy. Also, finally,
you have a wig in your panties.
I hope it's not an AI wig. Okay. Thanks, Amy.
it comes to women make make up less than a third of AI professionals and only 18% of AI researchers globally. So in some ways, there's not the right equality at the table making the technology. So it really is important. Not for everyone. I understand you're a very private person and your concerns are more unique to an EGOT Whoopi Goldberg than a regular person. But for that,
that's not true. If anything, she would have less concern about her privacy because people know a lot about her already. People who are actually private probably have more of a concern about letting out any information about themselves. And also, there's a very big difference between using AI as a consumer and being a engineer of AI. So what are we even talking about, yellow lady?
That technology, the aid it can take off a woman running a household or a job. But I mean, there's a lot there and women need to be participating or we will be left behind.
They also...
Okay, if you say so. Running a household. Also, that is just... This is something that bothers me too. And again, I'm just kind of like riffing off my feelings based on what everyone's saying. I'm basically a one-woman view, The Social. Both Canadian and American. But okay, so the system, and it's funny because the things that have been used against women, which is like, we have more of the emotional burden, more of the household burden of taking care of kids and cooking and cleaning, on top of now running our own side hustles because we can afford anything with one job, also having a full-time job, not getting maternity leave, all these different things. And now they're saying, well, there's no way we can change that. The government's not going to change it. Men are not going to give us anything. So the thing we need to do is give our information to AI so that it can unburden us, as opposed to maybe we should work as a team or as human beings, humanity, work together to try to make it more equal. But we've, I guess, given up. And I feel that way a lot also, though. So I understand giving up, the feeling of giving up and going, I don't know. Nothing we've done has really made a whole lot of difference, and at least in the last 20 years, pushing women forward. And especially when it's, I don't think this is a bad thing, but when it's each state has different rules and things. Like, I lived in a state, just came from a state, Florida, that has basically no requirements for maternity leave. Like, none. It's up to the job and each corporation to decide if they want it or not. And I actually am kind of... I'm whatever. I don't want to talk about my job, but like, it is very common for the jobs not to offer anything. And it's crazy in this day and age. How do you think, if you're a single woman and you want to have kids, because that is the future for a lot of women that are in their, 30s, 40s, who aren't partnered up, who want kids, how are you supposed to live if your job does not offer maternity leave and the government does not offer maternity leave? And they want all these women to have babies. It's like, you're not giving them any options that are realistic, because what am I supposed to quit my job and have a baby, And it's like, anyways, that's just my aside. But I just don't like that. Oh, it's our fault too. So now so if you have too much of a burden at home, or you're taking on too much of the responsibility as a woman, which we know these are issues that have been brought, to the social table for very much like The View for many years now. Now it's women's fault for not taking personal responsibility and giving up all of your, autonomy to AI so that now you can be unburdened. I think that's an unfair judgment once again put onto women. There, I finished a thought. Thank you.
Say, like, your job won't be replaced by AI. It'll be replaced by a person who knows how to use AI. So I think upskilling yourself to know how to use it is important. But you hit on something important. Congress, our government, needs to act on intellectual property theft. Yeah. Because what AI does is it's stealing from all of us. It's taking a little Whoopi, a little Sandra Bullock, a little Reese Witherspoon.
That sounds delicious.
And that is
right there.
It does sound delicious. But
shut up, yellow lady. I hate this woman, whoever she is. She's so dumb. Sorry.
Everyone needs to be compensated for that if you're going to use it. So there's this...
I like the red lady.
new film where the late Val Kilmer is featured in it. He gave them permission. His estate benefits from it. He went through union protocols to be used. That's the right way to use AI in a film, but there are incredibly wrong ways where you're stealing people's intellectual property.
I just want to warn people, though, that AI is not infallible. The Pope is infallible, AI is not infallible, and it makes a lot of mistakes. Yesterday, I asked...
What about the Pope?
Chat, my friend Chat. I asked, when was Pope Leo in Africa? And it came back and said to me, there is no Pope Leo. There has been no Pope Leo in modern times. And so then I was like, Chat, are you on drugs? There's a Pope Leo right now, and he's in Africa. I'm asking you, about the trip. So I warn people, because I've learned the hard way, and I've been burned a few times. Chat GPT is not always right.
Well, here's the thing. It's like...
Amazing story, brown shirt lady. I guess we are behind. Because I thought we all knew that by now, but okay. I'm glad you're bringing this up as if it's new information for your dumbest viewers. Okay, sorry.
I'll put it to you this way. When they are able to make it something that when you call to find out where your package is, that you can talk to a human being. People talk about being lonely. Part of the reason is because there's no one to talk to. When you call, you realize it's a chat thing, and you go, but where are you? And it says, well, where are you? It's like...
And then I get mean.
And I mean, yeah.
Be nice to your chatbot, though, when they take over.
Listen, you know.
Why are we playing music? First of all, is it over? There's still like 20 seconds left in this segment. Why are we playing like the stop talking music? And also, we're all lonely, so we should talk to chat bots? Huh?
Everybody do your thing. Just be aware that these are not human beings. They have no feeling. They can only tell you what they know as fact as they've learned it.
Honey,
It's
there are
great to go
human
do
beings
it.
with no feelings.
Well,
they're in the White House.
I miss Barbara Walters. She was also insane sometimes. There was one clip I remember, it was kind of famous, where it was like talking about ghosts. It was like Whoopi and Barbara Walters going back and forth about ghosts being real. And it was like the very, it's like, this is news for women. And it's like the dumbest topics possible. That is one thing I really despise. And I see it all the time with stuff that's made for women. They infantilize women as the audience, just like the brown shirt did. Did you know one time I asked ChatGPT a question and it didn't have the right answer? It's like, yeah, I think a lot of women are aware of that. And maybe it's an age thing. Maybe it's who's watching syndicated television still these days. And it's a much older audience that's not quite with it, you know, in the times. But it feels like the product that they're making for women is for people who aren't consciously thinking. They dumb things down too much. It's like, we can have a more nuanced conversation than this, please. Anyways, okay. So we heard from Mel, we heard from Reese. Okay, so here, back to the article from The Cut. Okay, so even though women's jobs are 3 times more likely to be replaced by AI than men's are, she pointed out, so far men are more likely to embrace it. I think we should learn some really good tools that are going to make our everyday lives easier and better, she said. This is, again, Reese Witherspoon. Do you want me to share what I'm learning with you? She spoke with the warm but firm tone of a C-suite exec, telling the new girl how to impress in a boardroom meeting. We are now seeing the girl-bossification of AI as famous women try to convince other women that adopting the technology isn't just the best thing they can do for their careers, it's the only way to survive. Quote, you cannot be left behind when it comes to using technology that is shaping the way that work is evolving, Mel Robbins, the author of the Let Them theory, said in an Instagram reel announcing her recent partnership with Microsoft Copilot. Oh my God, you have to lean in. The woman who coined corporate feminism's tagline is also doing just that. Sheryl Sandberg says her organization will now focus on closing the so-called AI gender gap. How about you take on the gender pay gap, which you've been trying to solve, right, for decades, and yet have made zero progress? How about you focus on that instead of now putting it back onto, because the thing is, with all these girl bosses, they want to change women. They don't want to change the world, or that's the only way that they can really find a foot forward or step forward. Because I feel like men's organizations typically, or the regular news that's the non-male, you know, I don't know. They're just saying, we need to do this. They're not saying, fellas, we need to make sure you guys get the information. Upload your census records right now to this, and we're going to analyze it for you. I just don't find, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just because I'm watching more women's focused content. But it seems just like they're trying to trick us. I don't know. Anyways. Okay. So Sheryl Sandberg, who just hired a 25-year-old CEO. Okay, there's a lot of weird stuff going on with Sheryl Sandberg also, that apparently, allegedly, maybe she has some crushes on some of these younger women and is putting at least this one like in a position of power, even though she has no skills or ability to lead a company as a CEO at 25 years old. So now they're posting Carrie Bradshaw memes over on the Lean In organization, talking about AI. So here's one. It says, our new research uncovers that women are using AI less than men at work, risking long-term career and leadership gaps. Again, you know what actually causes long-term career risks and leadership gaps, women who want to have children. Is that fair? Is that a fair environment? No. To keep the human race going, women have to sacrifice their careers because you are punished for taking 2 years off. You are punished by having to go back to work within 6 weeks of your recovery from having a baby, and now you have to find childcare that's overpriced. There's many other things, but this is like an easier way to belittle, to punish, and to shame women for not doing the right thing once again, because that's what we're good at. Anyways, companies have a key role to play. They need to build the structures that make AI fluency accessible, visible, and expected. What? Policy and process can open doors, but culture determines whether women walk through them. Leaders need to create environments where experimenting with AI is encouraged and progress is celebrated. But women can't wait for companies to catch up because we all know they won't. And if we stop trying, that'll actually be better. Open Claude, ChatGPT, or Gemini today. Offload executional tasks so you can focus on strategy and high-impact work. Share what's working with the women around you. The gap closes faster when we push from both sides. How are you using AI at work? I just don't find this to be true. That if we're all, if anything, it's not a women's issue. If we're all using AI and employees are no longer needed, we're all going to be punished. So it's like, women, catch up, make sure that you're contributing to the demise of the employee as a whole. This person says, it is also more self-awareness and knowledge of the harm AI can do to the environment, not just insecurity on ourselves. I'm a female tech founder and senior engineer, changingcrowns.com. For my work, AI helps with quick brainstorming and troubleshooting. Globally, women hold approximately 20 to 25% of computer science and tech-related roles. I think it's important to consider this statistic when discussing this topic. It makes sense that the number of users is skewed given the number of women working in tech. Huh? Okay. And then this is Carrie Bradshaw meme. I couldn't help but wonder, is AI the new boys club? New research from Lean In shows women are 32% more likely to worry they'll be perceived as cheating when they use AI. Where does that statistic come from? Men are 30% more likely to be praised for using AI at work. Again, who are you asking? Who was in this study? Our study. It's just like your thoughts that you decided, I feel. Men are now 22% more likely to use AI daily or constantly at work. And this is something that we should be praising and excited for. Again, it's like, oh, I don't know. Okay. Share these stats. The more women who build AI fluency now, the harder it becomes for the gender gap to widen. I just don't think that's the right takeaway from this. But okay. The Lean In organization now posting Carrie Bradshaw memes. I couldn't help but wonder, is AI the new boys club? There are, of course, tons of women who work in AI without making it a feminist issue, though we wouldn't know it from these social media posts. One startup founder, Aaron Grau, said the technology could be a 24/7 mentor for women. Oh, yippee, I need a 24/7 mentor. Helping to free them from the weight of imposter syndrome or offering feedback on overly apologetic language in their emails. This technology could be more than just another tool, she wrote. It could be the great equalizer we've been fighting for, giving women the support, efficiency, and confidence that the prior systems have consistently failed to provide. Okay, I have a lot to say about that. I just find this to be inaccurate. And I think this is where, and maybe I'm wrong. I have imposter syndrome. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so, though. Based on my own experience, living as a woman, having female friends, having family members, and hearing their stories, hearing from people like you, watching videos, seeing people. Of course, I have a narrow view, as we all do. But from my experience, it's not overly apologetic language that's holding us back from career advancements. It's they're not available for us. They're not there for us. And if you do want, again, if you want a family, that is something that if the government does not put rules in place that you cannot fire someone that wants to have a career, or you are allowed to go, oh, we have a gap in your resume, that's unacceptable for us, we're going to pay you less, then that's what's going to happen to women. We're going to get less and less and less. It has nothing to do with how I believe in myself. It's not, in my opinion. It is the way that people are thinking and hiring and making these decisions biasly. And it's like, oh yeah, AI is going to give us confidence and support. So the only people who can give women support is not a person? We can't at least give it to each other? It makes me sad. This is the real sadness, I think. Grau and other prominent women in tech recently helped Gloria Steinem use AI for the first time. As we sat with this remarkable icon in her home, where countless leaders have shared their stories and planned for change, we confronted an uncomfortable truth. Women are once again being left behind. If we reinstate the draft, which is, it seems like that is the path that we're going down, that they're going to automatically be signing up men to join the army or to join the military without their consent. And then if they decide to implement the draft, those people are going to be, lotteried into going to Iran. And I'm not even saying this facetiously. I'm meaning it seriously, that this is changes and things they're doing to have this be possible. Would women say, we're being left behind? We're being left behind from the front lines. We're being left behind from being added to the draft. No, because it's not a necessarily good thing for us to be in this. So it's just so interesting that this is the spin, that we're being left behind. It's like, good. In a lot of ways, good. Maybe we should be left behind because this is going to destroy everything. So why would we want to be participating in it? Anyways, again, I have conflicting thoughts. Other big names have been getting on board too. We have to lean into it. Again, lean into it for the third time. This is all sounding suspicious. Sandra Bullock said of AI, we have to use it in a really constructive and creative way. Make it our friend. Okay. Bumble's CEO, who has developed an AI dating assistant, said we're going to lean in fast and furiously. Okay. Are we seeing a trend? Is this supposed to be a secret signal to women to not do this? That they're being forced to say this by some unknown force? Okay, she had a video. Let me search for it. AI Bumble. Because they're getting rid of the swipe. I heard this today. They're getting rid of the swipe and they're going to use AI instead. Okay, here
Whitney Wolf Herd.
This is a little long, but let's just see where it goes. I am interested in this topic. AI and love. What could go wrong? Okay, this is Axios. Whitney Wolf Herd on the end of the swipe. AI and Wall Street skepticism. Okay, here we go.
She revolutionized dating apps for women.
Bumble. On Bumble, the ladies are required to make the first move.
At 25, started Bumble.
42 million active users.
You've raised a couple of billion.
You became the youngest woman to take a company public in U.S. history.
It's going to be an incredibly, as we say, hot IPO.
You famously left the company.
Bumble shares have been down about 45%. Whitney Wolf Herd will be stepping down.
You've returned, trying to turn it around. I'm back.
Love seekers abandon dating apps for the old-fashioned approach.
Should we expect this return to be permanent? It's interesting. I'm just so in love with Bumble. It's just one of those things that I don't see Bumble as a job. I really don't. I don't wake up in the morning and say, oh, I've got to go to work. It's funny. I have 3 children, but I do see Bumble as almost a form of a child to me in some degree, because I built this from sheer passion and grit, and it's.
She also worked at Tinder, is my understanding, and was part of their horrible, toxic work environment, and then left. I don't remember the details, but then she started Bumble. So it wasn't like she came up with this on her own. She saw it working and then had a twist on it, is my understanding.
this like labor of love and resilience for so long. So I don't have a time horizon for how long I'll do something. But I'm always the type of person that, says I'll show up when needed. And if I'm the best person for the role, I'll be here as long as it needs me.
This company is undergoing a major shift, and you're at the helm of that. Can you just give me the quick summary of why you think Bumble needs a reset?
Yes. So I think every company has to grow, evolve, and change, or companies die.
I love how she's wearing pink too, because she's showing that she's a woman and that she supports AI, just like all women should. And just more about her, Whitney Wolfe Herd. She was the co-founder of Tinder and was previously its vice president of marketing. And she became the world's youngest female billionaire when she took Bumble public in 2021. She was also the youngest woman to take a company public in the U.S. at 31 years old. She was born in Salt Lake City, Utah. She's 36 years old, and she went to Southern Methodist University. Interesting. And she's married to a guy named Michael Herd. Okay. There you go.
That is life. And if you look at every great company, no company just stays flat or stagnant. If you look at Apple, there's new products, there's new releases, there's new launches. You're not using the iPhone that you had 7 years ago. Bumble's product is still the product you had 7 years ago. We have been operating on legacy tech infrastructure, and we are now overhauling that, building a modernized system so that we can deliver the product that members today both need, deserve, but also want. Behavior has changed. When I started this company, it was very novel and very revolutionary to be using your phone to date. A young woman just out of college would have never imagined online dating when I was starting this company. It was revolutionary. Now, the revolutionary, component of Bumble has worn off. Now people are feeling exhausted. They're feeling fatigued. They feel like the swipe has degraded their love lives.
I agree. What's the solution? Not AI. Not making it an AI bot. I think dating apps are horrible. As a very infrequent user of a dating app, I hate them. I don't like them at all. I don't like it one little bit.
I saw something posted on your Instagram this morning that Bumble is maybe getting rid of the swipe. Is that true?
We are evolving into our next chapter. And we are, synonymous.
Shutting it down, hopefully.
With being the product where we put women in control. Our first move as a company was really having women go first and make that first move. And what we're saying internally is it's time for that next move. And that next move is not merely a better profile. It's not merely a better UI, UX, or simply a better recommendation engine, which, by the way, we're doing all of those. The algorithm is the key to everything, making sure you see who you want to see, connect with who you want to connect with. But it's time for a new interaction model. It's time for the next Bumble. And so to answer the question, we are going to be saying goodbye to the swipe and hello to something that I believe is revolutionary for the category. And
They're saying goodbye to the swipe and hello to something revolutionary that she thinks. Sunny Fawn 13, thank you so much for being a member and giving someone else a membership today. That was so nice of you. Sunny Fawn says, so much evolving. Yes, she's next level evolution. We are here. We are going from monkey to a little taller monkey to a person in a business suit to now AI. Actually, we're returning to the ground in which we arrived.
You believed you were the Virgin Mary reincarnated.
Whores.
Me on Bumble.
Whores.
Men on Bumble.
I had a thriving wild stallion of Eros.
What I look for in a woman, I'm looking for a woman with
breast.
also.
There's nothing more whole than a broken heart.
Okay. The evolution is, drumroll please.
Very excited about it.
Wow. Okay. So if the app reset is coming in Q4, we should expect the functionality of how we say yes or no to a potential match to not be a swiping mechanism.
In select markets in Q4, the swipe will be gone.
Fascinating. And let's talk a little bit about why we're doing this reset. One of the things that you have said is that you want to have sort of a more intentional user base. The business, though, is interesting. You've had paid users decline. You've said that's part of this new reset, right? To get the company back to a healthier place. But is losing paid users really the way to get there?
So not all paid customers are created equal. What people fail to realize is a portion of the payer drop was low quality spam-like behavior. Why would we want a payer in the system that is degrading the experience, particularly for women? So we would much rather take a
For stockholder value.
short-term hit on total payer numbers to really do the job that we set out to do as a very multi-stage process, which we're now entering phase 2 of. The first phase was call system of low-quality, low-intent behavior, enforce better authenticity and better checkpoints to create a higher quality member base. We are member obsessed. The number one member complaint when I stepped back in as CEO was that women said they felt like the people they were seeing were not who they actually were. They felt like the quality of behavior was low.
So now we're going to take people out of the equation completely, and we're going to hook you up with a mirror computer software that agrees with everything you say. And we're going to charge triple.
They felt like they were experiencing low quality. So we said, okay, let's reset and overhaul the supply.
Okay, I just got to say also, and I'm going to hold my breath in anticipation. The Sabres are playing again right now. Okay, I didn't even put my Sabres shirt on because I was very nervous about this game, and I still am very nervous about it. But they are up 2-0, everybody. Oh my God, very exciting. Okay, there's still hope for us. There's still hope for the Sabres. Go Sabres. Okay, back to Bumble and the demise of relationships.
Step 2 is really overhauling the UX, the back end, which we're almost done with, and the interaction model and the profile and the way in which we interact with these higher quality members. And so that's the way I think about payers. The other interesting thing about payers, and what I think a lot of the investment community fails to realize as well, is people will go to the ends of the world for love. If you actually look at how much people are willing to pay to go out on high quality dates through whether that's real life matchmakers or coaches or people to help them show up better.
Oh wait, apparently it went down to 1. I don't know how that happened, but maybe they did a review and now it's down to 1. I'm so sad. Okay, I spoke too soon. I'm sorry. I jinxed us.
It is a lot higher than the subscription cost that we have, and we haven't even entered into this phase of a reimagination of our revenue potential. So I fundamentally believe when you have all of the pieces in place, a higher quality member base, check, a new interaction model, a modernized profile, a next-gen recommendation engine, a modern tech stack, and all of those components to come together with a more premium subscription offering, this is poised for the turnaround that I came back for.
You're sort of suggesting that Wall Street doesn't fully understand the current and potential value of this app. Why keep it public? Is there a chance that you would consider taking it private with investors that are strategic and would understand this vision?
No, because we need to make as much money as humanly possible. We do not care about anything else.
So we are always exploring what's best for the shareholders. I obviously cannot comment on what the structural future of the company would or would not be. But what I will say is I think the benefit that I have garnered over the last few years of being a public company CEO is I'm tough as nails now. I mean, you really can't hurt me. So, my stock drops 40%, it goes up 40%. I keep showing up with the same level of passion, purpose, focus, you cannot rock me. And I think that this has been truly a masterclass in just learning how to stay focused on the long term, because you get pulled all over the place being a public company CEO. Whether this is forever or not, we'll see what's best for the company at the right time. And in the meantime, we just keep delivering.
Talk about the AI. Come on.
Bring good product and working hard behind the scenes.
I think the model you're describing, where you have fewer members that pay more because they're more deeply engaged, it makes sense. But at the same time, your mission really is about making dating accessible to everybody.
Yes.
So how do you make sure that your app remains accessible to anyone who wants to date when you're trying to push people more towards a paid experience?
So I think if you look at the way monetization has been working at Bumble historically, we've almost monetized in the capacity of saying
despair, rejection, sadness, the crumbling of our society on a social level, just those little things.
Saying, hey, this freemium experience is maybe not great. Pay us and you'll get a better experience.
Yes. It feels almost like engagement bait.
And from my experience and from what I've heard as well, like they don't match you with people who you actually might like unless you pay. So the freemium experience is like, hey, we'll find people who don't live here, don't like you, and don't have any of the qualities you're looking for. But if you pay us, maybe it will be better. I'm like, no thanks.
So the future of the monetization model in this new interaction and relaunch is, let's give everyone something great. Let's just make the free experience great. But you're going to want more of a good thing. And what I could say, here is
that has not happened in my experience.
Instead of paying for less of a bad thing, let's actually find interesting modalities to allow you to opt into more premium offerings to get more of a good thing. And that's the way we're approaching this.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for watching the Axios show. We're going to take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsor.
Bumble. Bumble is our sponsor today. Okay. Back to it.
When I think about the people who took Bumble by storm, it was millennial women.
Yes.
Now we are in the era of Gen Z. Gen Z hates dating apps. They keep saying there's dating fatigue on these apps. So how do you plan?
And millennials are saying that too. It's not that we love it. Millennials love it and Gen Z hates it. It's gotten worse and worse and worse over time.
To build the business when the, biggest demographic coming into this dating game doesn't want to be dating online.
We showed our new product to a group of what I would consider the target demo, young Gen Z women. Unanimously, every single woman said, this is it. I will use this. And this I will use. And so we have been in the trenches with Gen Z, talking to them, hearing them.
We've been in the trenches talking to Gen Z. Me when I have to go to a meeting. An all-staff meeting. I'm in the trenches with Gen Z. Low-key, that's a great idea. Low-key, high-key, good move. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Understanding what...
Don't hate it, don't love it. Just it is what it is.
They don't like about Bumble, what they don't like about our competitors, what they don't like about dating in general. And we have put ourselves through this.
No, now we're tied. 1-1. Boo. Boo. This is making me sad now. Okay, sorry.
Hybrid of a psychology and sociology experiment. We've gone so deep with what people want. And I would say my superpower is really understanding consumer behavior and seeing around the corner and being able to kind of pick up on that with women making the first move. That was precisely what made Bumble.
And they took it away. I don't think women have to make the first move anymore. I think men can. So that's just like every other dating app as far as I know now.
Bumble. I believe we're on to the next horizon of that, and we have picked up on the thing that has been missing. It's so simple, but it's so powerful, and that will be the next product.
And in this new version, the emphasis on women making the first move, is that going to go away and remain?
it's so hard to give you the answer without kind of giving you the answer, and we want to be delicate with how we roll this out towards the end of the year. We will.
She's had extensive media training to where she can't say anything that's genuine at this point. I'm getting the vibe. She should get into politics, actually. She would do very well because she's not saying anything that it could be misconstrued as semi-controversial.
Not force one gender over another to do something first, but we will be basically bottling the essence of what was always meant to be women making the first move. A confident experience, a safe experience.
We're going to bottle the experience of making the first move. Wow. What a twist of words.
Dynamic experience to get you offline in person on great dates and meetups. The essence of that has been redesigned, but very much intact. And now this is the next move. And
it's been deleted, but also is very much still there. It does not function in this way anymore, but basically, if you bottled up its essence, it does, but it doesn't.
That will be the core of how this new interaction model works.
AI plays wingman and Bumble goes global.
One of the things you're doing to make sure that that user base is more intentional and authentic is you said that you're going to hide profiles that aren't robust and that the effort is not there. For some people, that's actually a reflection of their personality, is that they're not the biggest tryhards when dating. That's kind of the point. Mm-hmm. So do you worry that in doing that, you're alienating some people who could be great partners? They're just not great profile builders.
Yes, that's where AI comes in. This is where B will be such a catalyst to help.
B, okay. Who is B? B is Bumble's AI dating assistant. It will start rolling out in Q4 2026 as a premium offering. You think B was the best name? You couldn't have workshopped that just a little bit more? Like Honey? Buzzy? Something? B? Boring as hell. What, did AI come up with that?
Help the folks that are like, listen, I'm a great person, but I have no idea how to have a profile. I mean, if you made me build a dating profile right now, I would not know where to begin, right? So that is such an opportunity, both from a revenue opportunity, but also just helping people show up better. That's table stakes here. We just want everybody to show up as the best version of themselves. Low-hanging fruit. How do we help people get better photos? How do we encourage people, hey, listen, you're great. That photo is not doing any favors for you. So
you should take this photo and change your face using AI and lie to people so that we can make sure that when women show up on the date, they don't know who you are. Huh?
AI-generated photos?
No, absolutely not. Okay. Everything is about authenticity. So things we will not do, which I think is important for people to hear in the era of AI. We will not let you falsify who you are with AI. You can.
Tinder does that. Tinder, you can falsify who you are. And there's a YouTube video about it, how people are uploading an AI, it's like an AI photo, and then that real, it's a person who has a fake, who's catfishing, and part of that person's face is in the AI picture, so that when you do the verification of, hey, this is me, the picture, so it's like a picture of Paris, let's say, but in the background of the picture of Paris, there's a billboard, and on that billboard is the person who is actually making the fake profile. And so that photo will match with the AI when you take the selfie to confirm it's really you. But all the other 8 photos is of some model that doesn't exist, and that you're pretending to be. So anyways, that's Tinder. So I guess this is better than that. It's bad out there.
Not have falsified photos with AI. You cannot use AI to, message people. That we will not be leaning into AI as a replacement to human connection. Our goal is to leverage AI to make love and connection more human. So how do we actually keep the components of humanity that are great, but help people get there easier? Because you made a great point. It's some of the best people have no idea how to show up.
Yes.
That's where AI can help be a catalyst to them learning how to do it, or making a few small tweaks that they didn't even realize were pertinent or relevant to how they could get some better outcomes.
Bumble has so many features that you can filter to match with someone maybe from your religious preferences or your demographic or location preferences. That functionality competes with a lot of niche apps that are built very narrowly, specifically tailored for people looking to connect on those levels. How do you think about competing against the niche? Do the niche have an opportunity to survive against the new Bumble?
Probably not. I don't think that these apps that are just for vegans or just for a certain religion really have longevity, frankly. I mean, I hope they do well. I don't wish anyone to fail. But you know, why do you need to go to a grocery store for just oranges when we can give you oranges, right? You don't need to do that. You can have a lot of things.
Right? So true.
In the market, and you can just choose to go there for that. And so I think that's really what we're focused on, is how do we make sure the experience delivers what you want?
When you talked about that's the value of scale, again, you are creating a more intentional user base, and then the eventual plan is to scale it.
Absolutely.
So is this AI customization going to be much more sophisticated and useful once you achieve that scale?
We already have tremendous scale. You know, this is not a startup. We have, you know, millions and millions of people relying on us, you know, every day, week, month. So
Relying on you? Who's relying on Bumble?
we have the scale. It's just now about taking that scale to the next level. And there's always room for growth, right?
Internationally, how are you thinking about that?
Yeah, so international's one of my top priorities for 2027. The moment our new product is ready, it's game over. I mean, I'm going global. Like, it has been such a difficult position for me.
She's like the only CEO that I've ever heard recently that says as she's speaking for the company, I'm going global. Usually they always say we are going global. We're going. It's interesting. Interesting phrasing.
I'm a mover. I like to move. I like movement. I do not like to sit still. I like to make things big and important and amazing, and I like impact. Having this constraint with the back-end technology has been one of the more difficult things I've ever had to navigate in business. There's no lack of ideas. There's no lack of amazing team members ready to execute. We had to get the system rebuilt. We are just weeks.
And now that's rebuilt, we're firing everyone because now B is going to run things. Take it away, B. I am a robot.
It's away from it now. The moment
and also a bumblebee.
This new product is ready, it is back to the races we go. I mean, I think you've seen what I did in 2015 through the first early years of Bumble. There's no shortage of desire or ability, and we're going to take this to the next level.
How is dating in America different than any other market in the world?
It's funny how these markets do differ. I would say that there seems to be more cultural burnout in America and fatigue than there is in the rest of the world.
Cultural burnout? What does that mean?
I'm not entirely sure what to attribute this to. I do think it is the antisocial behavior of social media. Everyone is staring at someone doing something that looks objectively better than what they're doing, when in reality, we have no idea what these people are going through behind the screen. And so I think this is a huge focus of mine, is just get people out of this like dystopian, the grass is always greener, staring at other people's lives on their phone, and get them into their own life with interesting, relevant people in the real world. And so I think that we are poised to do this, and there's never been a more critical moment.
Beyond dating, Bumble goes social.
I look at some of your competitors, like Hinge. Hinge's entire model is it's the app that's meant to be deleted.
Right.
It's also bad.
Right. Is that what Bumble is going for? Meaning, once you get someone in a relationship, the relationship between the user and Bumble ends?
Absolutely not.
Or is the goal...
We want them to depend on us and rely on us 1,000% in everything that they do.
Different from Hinge. That once someone gets into a relationship, they maintain a relationship with Bumble through BFF or through finding colleagues and work cohorts.
Yes, so I would say we have a very different mission, very different strategy than Hinge.
There's not many. I agree. This is not very critical at all, or any pushback, or what does the AI do? How is the AI working? There's no question. It's like, here's the lob, take the ball and send it back to me in a canned way.
certainly don't want to keep
If that's the case, it's a disingenuous presentation because it's making it seem like this is a unsponsored post.
a member trapped in a dating loop online just to be able to make some money. That is not my intention. That's not who I am as a CEO. My purest intention is to help people find love and connection. How does that manifest into the actual member dynamic with us, and how does that convert to their lifetime experience with our products? I believe that we can do both. We can help you meet a special someone, in which case you don't need Bumble for that. But we are going to, also starting at the end of the year and early into next year, be introducing more dynamic ways for a social life to engage socially through Bumble.
Through AI friends.
IRL products. How do we help you meet groups of people? How do we help you come together to do the things you love to do in the real world? So I actually envision Bumble being this social life enabler. And this is one of the things that is missing the most in our modern lives. We have an app for this and we have an app for that. What my hope and dream is that Bumble as a brand, as a company, becomes the way that we as humans rely on building a social graph in the real world, not just hoarding friends online. How do you use Bumble to find a friend, to get out and do something? If you met the love of your life on Bumble, you can still use BFF to find a book club, to find a group of girlfriends to go to Pilates with. This should be the anchor.
I think that'd be great. That sounds wonderful. Something that I would use for sure, hypothetically.
To your entire social in real life graph.
So how do you plan to make money from that? Because right now, BFF does not really make money. You're making most of your money from paid love subscriptions.
Yes, that is not due to lack of ability. That is an intentional strategy.
Yeah, okay.
We've really focused, and this has always been our philosophy, focus on building the base, focus on delivering an experience that people enjoy, and then you can find ways to monetize through a more robust or more enjoyable, component of that product. And so we are going to start exploring monetization for BFF in 27, and that will look different than it does.
So it was intentionally left to be free so that you can meet friends, but they're changing that now. Okay, good. That makes so much sense.
As dating, because frankly, the way people come together.
Okay, you know what? I don't like this corduroy jacket either. And I think it's because she's sitting and it's ill-fitting. But the buttons look like nipples. And I think that's what's throwing me off. That her breasts are facing down and away. And so it's creating this interesting motif presented by Uber specifically.
Socially and platonically is inherently different than the way they will pay for romance.
And I want to just quickly go back to something you said on the groups. Should we be expecting Bumble to introduce like group dates?
Yes, you should expect that.
Group
when is
dates.
that coming?
So we will start to...
What does that mean? What's a group date? Polyamorous? Polygamist? What's a group date?
Roll out group dating, hopefully at the tail end of the year, but definitely Q1 27. Group dating will not look like, the app that we had in college. What was that? Or post-college, a Grouper. It won't be like that, right? Do you remember that? That was actually when we were starting Tinder. I remember Grouper came out shortly thereafter. This will be a more dynamic, modern way to essentially get out on group meetups and to meet as groups, but for romantic purposes.
How come they don't explain anything? What does it look like? Can't say. Won't say. Pay for it, though. The founder who found herself again. Oh, my God.
Leaving the company that you built, taking some of that time, and coming back. What was something that you had to leave to learn?
That's a great question.
To love me, to love me, to love me. She starts breaking it down.
You have to step away to get perspective in life. You have to. When you are when you're looking at something from the inside, it's very different than looking at something from the outside.
Whoa.
And I could not be more grateful for the opportunity I had to really take a step out and look at the state of love, connection as an outsider instead of an insider, from the center of Bumble. And the one thing I will tell you that it gave me the most clarity on is the purpose of life and the center of happiness is that we want to love and we want to be loved. And relationships are that. So I feel so fortunate to be in a business that I feel solves a real critical human want, need, and desire.
Thinking about that perspective that you got stepping away, was there something that you did in the beginning of Bumble or when you launched the app that you would have done differently or that you wish you hadn't?
You know, I think the biggest mistake I've probably made in my entire career is tricking myself into this notion that I need to be like more of like a corporate CEO. I'm not a corporate CEO. I am me.
Girl, who are you fooling? You are a corporate CEO with a pink blazer. That's the only difference. She's like, I'm so quirky and different. I wear pink.
You are so quirky.
One person told her that once, and she embraced it.
I'm a builder. I imagine things, and
My
I
name is
will
Bob.
break every wall down to make it happen. I don't need to be in a corporate box. And I think what happened as I came through the ranks, I was so little girled by so many smart people around me, grown-ups, whatever you want to call them in the executive world, that I felt this pressure to become like more like the seasoned executive and less like the dreamer that I am.
What's your dream? To have an AI robot match you with people and to have people pay higher prices? Great dream.
I lost my way a little bit. It made me insecure. I started second guessing myself. You know, you shouldn't lose sight of who you are just to...
She should have embraced AI sooner so that she didn't have self-doubt. And she should have released her workload so that she can have her children and her CEO career. That's on her. It's her fault. As a woman, she should have gotten onto AI the second it dropped.
Fit in with some...
If only she listened to Mel Robbins and uploaded her financials, she would be way happier today.
Next level of your company. And I have come back as me. I have come back with my energy, not trying to be the person that, you know, some executive thought I should be. And I'm unapologetically ready to do this again. And that's been the best thing that has ever happened to me, is to be able to step away and come back truly as myself.
So speaking of being truly yourself, at Axios, we always like to end on one fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
What would be, if you were
thanks.
using Bumble today, your opening line? Spit some game for us.
Oh my God. Okay.
Is this B? This B is B? Can you spit some game for us? What was that? I'm uncomfortable. I'm hurting.
So this is going to sound maybe silly, but I'm completely obsessed with Ella Langley right now. You know, the country
of
artist.
course, just saw her in concert.
So do you remember that old song she had? I think it was from a couple of years ago. And she talks about walking up to the guy at the bar.
Yes.
Riley Green.
Yes.
And she says, you look like you love me.
Yes.
I keep thinking to myself, like, if I was single on an app right now, I think that is such a genius opener. Like, you look like you love me. It's...
No. Says a woman who has a husband and children. Don't. Just keep your advice to yourself, everybody.
You have strong sugar glider energy.
You look like you love me. Block. And blocked.
You believed you were the Virgin Mary reincarnated.
This is the killer line that I would use.
You got Epstein-Barr.
And you'd be like, hey, you want to grab a drink? I'll be like...
Got my celery juice right here.
Also? Like, what's your ideal breakfast?
The medical industry is involved with why eggs are bad.
And then I will get so many dates.
So cute.
And now
It's so
everyone's
funny.
going to use that now that we've said
Great.
it.
I mean, listen, like Ella coined it, but I mean, that's the essence of what this is all about. Just be confident, be yourself, and, you know, don't take life too seriously.
Whitney Wolf Herd, thank you so much. Thank you for joining the Axios Show.
Thank you for having me.
Your first opening line should be, there will be an ultimatum within 6 months. Count on it, bud. And then she'll definitely get hitched immediately. But then she'll stay on Bumble BFF forever because that's what you should do. You should pay for friendship. Everyone knows you should pay to find people to interact with. And I'm willing to do it, baby. I'm not above it. Okay. Let's keep going. So who we just talked about, they developed an AI dating assistant. We're going to lean in fast and furiously. So Bumble's closing is what it sounds like. Bumble is on its last idea, and it's AI because they need to pretend like this is an innovative tech company that's got new ideas because the market is declining, as the reporter or infographic woman said. And so this is their last-ditch effort to trick people into still buying the stock. And then I give it 4 years, and Bumble's going to be bye-byed. B is going to be bye-byed. Paris Hilton uses her custom AI chatbot, which looks and talks like her, to create content for product launches and brand partnerships so she can spend more time with her family. My AI could be entertaining people around the world while I'm at home with my babies, she said in a recent CNBC interview. A gay Paris Hilton AI bot. Why? And also, is any company willing to pay for AI? An AI of Paris Hilton? She's against non-consensual AI-generated porn, which is great because she's been targeted by over 100,000 sexually explicit AI-generated images. But I guess she is down to use chatbots. Which says Hilton has spent years training a custom AI chatbot based on her past interviews, writings, and songs. AI Clone, she described this customized AI tool as a clone that helps her generate ideas for product lines, music videos, campaigns, and photo shoots, noting it sometimes knows her better than she knows herself. She's expressed she's obsessed with technology and uses AI multiple times a day for creative and business purposes. Huh. So she's conflicted. She likes it to make money. She hates it when it's making money without her. So it seems AI clone. Carl's Jr. sends in the Paris Hilton AI clones. So she used to do Carl's Jr.'s ads on the top of cars, doing car washes, and now she's got an AI bot. Okay, let's see.
Oh man, my bad. It's all good. Look, famous Star Wash. What is this place?
That's hot.
Oh, it's her.
Looking good, boys.
Whoa.
Buy one, get one for $1.
We're going again.
Well, I wonder how much she got paid for that, for doing nothing. What is this? How Speechify clones voices? How Speechify clone Gwyneth Paltrow, Snoop Dogg, Paris Hilton, and many more.
How Speechify takes 5 seconds of my voice and turns it into an AI narrator that can read anything to you. Sandy is our voice designer. She prepared all the sound equipment and brought some great company along with her. She prepared several different scripts, each written with a different tone in mind. The idea is to test out a bunch of delivery styles to see which voice comes out best.
We need something more like conversational.
Being alone doesn't always mean being lonely.
Wow, that's so good. We can start with like whisper.
Okay, I don't know what this is. And I don't care to find out. So Paris Hilton's doing Carl's Jr.'s ad, but not really.
I am the
Let's see.
I am the biggest undercover nerd. I'm obsessed with everything to do with technology, with AI, and I use it daily, several times a day.
I think if you use AI, you're not a tech nerd. It's like my parents who would say, You use Google. Why don't you go work there? It's like, yeah, I use Google, but I don't know how to make Google. I'm such a tech nerd. I use the product that tech people made for me. Okay.
Whether I'm like ideating new ideas for a product line, for a music video, for a campaign or photo shoot, or just different anything. I use it all the time. And I've partnered with Google, with Gemini. So I've been using Gemini on my Android Motorola Razr.
We saw the flicker in her eyes where she remembered that she had a sponsorship, a partnership, and that there was money to be made. All of a sudden, her voice decided to go back to the way she used to talk. Because I actually really like her deep voice a lot. And she sounds very normal. And then she remembered she's got to get into sales mode. And now baby doll voice, Victorian doll, is coming out. You can see it. Watch the moment again.
Gemini. So I've been using Gemini on my Android Motorola Razr every single day. I love how I can...
My Gemini Motorola Razr. I mean, she's contractually obligated to use that sales voice.
My Android Motorola Razr every single day. I love how I can... Because I am such a creative person, I'm constantly thinking of so many ideas. But I love how with the AI, I can really capture those ideas and turn them into reality.
Celebrities need to shut the fuck up. I cannot stand any of them. I liked what she did when she did the documentary about the camps that she went to and the schools that she went to. I thought that was very brave of her, very helpful. But it's like, I don't need to hear you sit at a panel talking about how creative you are. Any person, honestly, like, if you have something creative to say, let me be the judge about how creative you are. I'm so, and this is, people probably paid money to be at whatever she's talking at. And I find it to be so annoying. I'm just so great at everything, and I just love everything that I'm doing. It's like, good for you. Can we talk about something else and to someone else, please?
Faster, because it's just with anything, making mood boards, you could just, anything your mind can think of, it could right away either, produce an image or, an entire script or different types of products.
Great.
Even when I'm doing music, sometimes I'll put it in there as well and be like, how would you make this sound even more like me? So it's really interesting. And I've actually been having an AI trained model, Paris Hilton one, that we've been training for several years now before anyone was really even talking about AI. So again, I've always been ahead of the curve in this area as well.
Oh my God, she's always been ahead of the curve. So great. I'm so excited. We can celebrate. If only you were rewarded financially also for these achievements, then everything would be fair in the world. This interview, whatever this is really making me hate her. I had no opinion of her really before, and now I actually hate her.
As well. And it's amazing to have something that knows me sometimes even better than I know myself, because it's studied every single thing I've done, everywhere I've been, every interview I've done, every book, song. So it knows so much about me. So it's really cool to be able to have fun with it. It's like having not a clone, but a little bit.
She can't keep her normal voice for the whole interview. She's got to go back. Also, what is this? WTF? This is the What the Fuck conference where we talk about what the fuck is going on. With Paris Hilton, she knows what the fuck is going on. She always does, especially because AI tells her. Okay, well, that's Paris. Great. Thank you for contributing to the conversation. In the future, these women are selling. AI can make you a better worker and mother and a more fulfilled human being. Automate as much of your job as you can so you can focus on getting that promotion, get an AI assistant to keep track of your kids' doctor's appointments and soccer games, and use ChatGPT to see what you'd look like with bangs or bleached eyebrows without wasting your precious time at a salon. The most common response to this kind of evangelizing has been pure annoyance. Quote, Reese Witherspoon is trying to tell us, hey women, get down with your own subjugation, one commenter said. Shilling for the technocrat bros in late-stage capitalism under the guise of feminism is beyond insulting. It's vile. Telling women they'll be left behind if they don't adopt AI ASAP was just fear-mongering, others said, designed to empty people's wallets before they could second-guess what they were buying. Witherspoon did something similar with NFTs, and we all know how that turned out. Yeah, I want to revisit that also, the NFTs. Reese, let's look up NFTs women, because I do remember, this is from 4 years ago. This person says, why you need to be paying attention to NFTs, women and weapons. And these are all from 4 years ago. All these, I don't know why. Why would that be? That they all just happened to be 4 years ago and they haven't done any updates since. World of Women NFT explained in 60 seconds. World of Women NFT explained. Wow, I'm so sad I missed the opportunity to buy this wonderful art that's worth so much. Reese Witherspoon. And a lot of these people got paid to say whatever that the company's wanting to do. This is Reese Witherspoon on onboarding women to Web3. Oh boy, here we go. Is she talking on a podcast or what? Or just showing her picture over and over again? What's going on?
And that's why I keep encouraging more.
Uh-oh. This only has 2.4 thousand views. Okay, let's see.
Because I first entered the space thinking, oh, okay, Tracy Flick and Elle Woods, and thinking about characters that I've created. I don't have any ownership of any of those characters. I think you're seeing filmmakers and actors and actresses coming in going, I'll refer to my previous character. You can't, right? They're not owned by any of us. So I'm trying to encourage everybody to think about it. It's not what you have created, it's what you will create. Whether I'm partnering with Jennifer.
Well, that's so funny because there's actually a thing called writers, directors, producers, authors. So maybe the actress who plays the characters that you auditioned for and were hired to fulfill a role shouldn't be your intellectual property, actually, unless you actually created the character, maybe. But okay, yeah, I guess you should get a piece of the pie too.
For Aniston,
through NFTs.
Or I'm partnering with Nicole Kidman or Kerry Washington. I truly believe the greatest creative partnerships come out of shared creativity and ideology.
Matt, what's happening, man?
Now, is this still around? I can't imagine. This is called NFT Now Podcast. You think the NFT Now Podcast is still going on? Oh, weird. The NFT Now Podcast is taking a break. Oh, so weird. 3 years ago. I wonder what went wrong. It's a long break, 3 years.
What's up, NFT Now family? This is Matt Medved, co-founder and CEO. I wanted to thank each and every one of you for tuning into what has been an incredible first season of the NFT Now podcast. It's more than 70 episodes of amazing artists, builders, and innovators who are pushing this space forward. It's been a wild ride since we launched this thing in April of 2021. And we're gonna take a bit of a break, brief pause, a little off season, and come back to you bigger and better this fall for season 2 of the NFT Now podcast.
Oh, and guess what happened? Oh, they didn't. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe because there is no industry anymore to talk of. Thanks to Reese Witherspoon, or despite Reese Witherspoon's best efforts.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Another day in the NFT space. Can't complain.
That's right. Well,
another day in the NFT space. Can't complain. That did not age well.
Today we have a very, very special guest. I'm sure many of our listeners know who this is. Who we got lined up?
We have Reese Witherspoon, one of Hollywood's leading actresses, an Academy Award and Emmy Award winner. You may know her from films like Legally Blonde, Walk the Line, Water for Elephants, Big Little Lies, the TV series, and many, many more. She's also the founder of Hello Sunshine, a media firm focused on female-led stories. And recently, she's become an avid collector and commentator in the NFT space, particularly supporting women-led projects like World of...
But the thing is, as a multi-millionaire, $400 million net worth, approximately, according to Google, AI, Gemini, whatever, told me that information. You can take risks and blow money like this. You can invest hundreds of thousands of dollars into bullshit and be fine at the end of the day. That's why people should not listen to these celebrities when they tell you, this is the hottest thing. You don't want to be left behind. It's like they have the ability to not be left behind because they have money that can always fill in the gaps. So before you spend your life savings on dumb bullshit, consider who you're listening to.
Women. What stands out to you, Sam?
Yeah, I think she speaks very eloquently to what excites her about the space. She dives into some specific tactical uses for how different film creators, actors, actresses can really think around fostering more ownership around a lot of the characters and communities that they build, and how this can really impact the film industry.
The thing is, Reese Witherspoon didn't build a community around Elle Woods. The creator, wasn't it a book first? Like, she should not own the character that she's playing. I don't think, personally. Like, you are doing a job. It doesn't mean that they just don't, then they people like this never have enough. It's like the millions of dollars that you received from playing that character and continue probably to make money from in, like, you know, whatever your contract says is not enough for you. You also want to take other people's money too. It's just frustrating.
I also think there's a very strong focus in everything she does in empowering women. And I think we can all agree that there's a big potential.
Empowering women, and by women she means herself, who happens to be a woman.
So for NFTs as a technology and the whole Web3 community to foster a more equitable model that empowers people that may have been historically underrepresented or marginalized. So I think a lot of what she's doing and a lot of how she's really looking to use her platform is really unleashing the community and technology's potential to do just that. So really enjoyed having Reese on the podcast today. I think she has some incredible insights to share.
He's got a whiteboard over here. I don't know if you can see it. It says produce Fent. So that's his to-do list for the day. So
really excited to dive in. One last thing though, before we do that, if you haven't already, do want to encourage you, check out our newsletter. We simplify the market into actionable insights once each week. You can sign up at nftnow.com. I know there's tons of noise, so we really just try and make it simple so you can get involved. So without any further ado, Reese Witherspoon.
Reese, it is so nice to have you on the NFT Now podcast. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I've been listening, and I was so happy to get the call from you guys to come on the show.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for tuning in.
I've learned so much from NFT Now.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. So why don't we kick
obviously not enough. Oh, she should have listened longer.
things off? Tell us a bit about your journey into NFTs and what piqued your interest in the space.
Well, in May of 2021, I had a girlfriend who's also a fellow founder of her business call me, and we were actually hanging out, and she said, "Do you want to get more educated about crypto?" And I was like, yes, it's all everybody's talking about. And so she very kindly invited me to a seminar where some experts came in and just talked about investing in cryptocurrency. And that was kind of the beginning. And from there, from about May, I've just sort of been diving deep and learning and listening and just, wow, meeting creators. Probably spend about 20 to 30% of my work week meeting creators and figuring out ways that I can amplify female-led projects in the space and encouraging other entrepreneurs to incorporate crypto into their strategies. It's just been fascinating.
And how did that all go, Reese? How did that all go? Now she's switching gears into trying to sell AI courses through Purdue University. Or whatever she's doing now with her Hello Sunshine. Let's look at that real quick. Sunshine AI Purdue. It's like a partnership. Yeah, here.
Really fun to learn.
So fun to learn. So fun to learn. Purdue University and Hello Sunshine. That's her production company. Partner on new platform to inspire the next generation of bold, curious young women. Sunny will work to foster community among Gen Z girls, empowering them to envision bright futures, including careers in STEM. Okay, so here it is. Here's the press release. This is from June of 2025. Purdue is the official university partner of Sunny, a multi-platform media brand geared towards Gen Z girls and young women. Come here. You want to come up? The new media lifestyle and experimental brand was created by Hello Sunshine, which was founded by award-winning actress, author, and entrepreneur Reese Witherspoon. The new platform, built by and made for Gen Z girls and women, strives to amplify female voices and empowers them to live up to their potential through storytelling across platforms, including experimental digital content and editorial. Sunny aims to build community among Gen Z girls. Do you think Gen Z girls is the SEO keyword for this? Because it has come up multiple times. And young women, emboldening them to imagine possible careers, including in STEM fields. Powered by Purdue's commitment to accessibility. Okay, I can't even read this. Such bullshit. Okay, here's the company, Sunny. Our new book club, where we obsess over the words, the characters, and the stories we can't stop thinking about together. May 26th, Sunny Select, That Which Feeds Us. Group chat IRL. So this is her company, allegedly. Own Your Glow for inspo, real talk, and community. Okay, I'm not quite sure what this is, but they want you to learn AI. So there you go. Sunny is where you own your own glow. Huh? What is anyone talking about anymore? Sunny is where you own your glow. I don't know what that phrase means. Through real stories from girls like you, useful tools and inspo, and content that actually gets you. If you're figuring out who you are, questioning everything, or just need a break from the algorithm, you're in the right place. How? How am I getting a break from the algorithm? This is literally the algorithm in which you speak of. Here, you'll find content centered around what matters most to you: mental health, confidence, creativity, STEM, sports, activism, music, identity, and everything in between. I've never thought of all those topics as things that are really important to me. You won't get highlight reels or lectures, just content that feels like a deep breath, made by people who know what it's like to be in it with you. Huh? This is for the girls who make playlists for their moods, chase weird questions. Is this Rachel Hollis's alter ego? This is literally Rachel Hollis's AI bot. Chase weird questions.
What happened to dinosaurs? What's the best recipe for fried chicken?
Overthink everything and want something real. Okay, let's just watch one thing.
This is Alden. This is Luna. And we're production assistants. Welcome to Octavia Spencer's new cooking show. Our set is inside of a cool food museum. Sparkle Friday, really trying to keep up the morale.
They get me. This is so interesting about sports and STEM, as I was promised. Okay, I don't even know what this is. Okay, I'll pick another random one.
No, I have business hours. What are you doing? Calling me after 3 p.m. I've lost all my confidence. I've just had lunch. I'm lethargic.
I don't know what this company is. I have no understanding. Okay, here's Reese Witherspoon's AI bot, though.
We at Hello Sunshine truly believe in the power of storytelling, but we thought, what?
Whenever you don't have a word, whenever you don't know what word to say, storytelling. We believe in storytelling. That's a catch-all phrase for we don't know what the fuck is happening. We're not profitable. We hired a bunch of 24-year-olds and we're going to be out of business in 3 to 4 years. That's what that means. Take it away, Reese.
We at Hello Sunshine truly believe in the power of storytelling, but we thought, what can we do more and better? And how do we reach a younger audience, that next generation of women? So we're building a community. There's so much more to come, and I cannot wait to share with you what is next.
Can you share what's happening now, though? We don't care so much about what's happening next. We want to know what's happening today. Okay, what does she have to say?
Hey, everybody. Okay, I'm so excited to share something with you that's been in the works for a long time.
Oh my God, her and Rachel Hollis are twins. Literally. Start the thing already laughing. Hey, everybody. It's me. Oh my God, I have to tell you this thing. Stop being so fake. Sorry. Hey, you guys.
Hey everybody! Okay, I'm so excited to share something with you that's been in the works for a long time. It is called Sunny, and it is a brand and a community built for and by young women.
A brand and a community. It is a brand and a community. Okay. Keep going, Reese.
To be unapologetically themselves. When I was a teenager, I remember being so full of questions and curiosity and also ambition. I wish I had known back then everything I know now, but confidence isn't always something you're born with. It's actually something that you shape and build for yourself.
This is something that happens to people who have money and don't know what to do with it, and they want to feel like they are moving forward, and they're not one of those one-trick ponies. You know, they are different. They are a multi-hyphenate creator and entrepreneur and all this stuff, and they really have deep ambitions, but they can't get past their own ego to actually create something that is solving a problem or actually making a product. And I see so many people fall down this rabbit hole, and through the years it's happened. Selena Gomez, I feel like, does this a lot, and now it appears to be Reese Witherspoon and a lot of just not even celebrity people, but just wealthy women, typically. Not so, I don't see it as much with men, but I'm sure they do it too with like the NFT bullshit. But they don't make anything. All it is a way to say, I'm really busy and I'm working on storytelling to a certain audience, and it's actually nothing. It's actually nothing. What is she saying right now is, when I was a teenager, I had a lot of questions. This product is not going to answer any of those questions, but I just need you to know that about me. And I'm going to pop up here once in a while and say some shit. But that, ladies, is not a business. And I wish we would know that more and really listen to ourselves and replay these before we post them. Okay, back to it.
Hey everybody! Okay, I'm so excited to share something with you that's been in the works for a long time. It is called Sunny, and it is a brand and a community built for and by young women to be unapologetically themselves.
What does being unapologetically themselves mean? Unapologetically yourself. That is also a meaningless term. That's what the business is meant for. For women and young girls or young women to be unapologetically themselves. What does that mean? Is this a restaurant? Do I get my nails colored here? Will I get a certificate once I join this community? Give me any information.
When I was a teenager, I remember being so full of questions and curiosity and also ambition. I wish I had
She had so much ambition. Don't forget that.
known back then everything I know now, but confidence isn't always something you're born with. It's actually something that you shape and build for yourself. Your voice, it really matters in this world. So that's why we created Sunny. It's this place for young women to take up space, to learn.
God damn it. We're going back to space with Katy Perry, to take up space. This is what's actually hurting women. It's not women not using Claude to vibe code enough. It is women starting these dumb ass projects, targeting other women and making us look so stupid. That's my 2 cents on the matter. This is not a real business. This is a fake business that you're doing as a tax write-off or for some ego boost. Make something. At least the Bumble woman's making a product. At least.
About themselves and to connect with each other. We've been working with experts, educators, and creatives. It's filled with practical knowledge for young women, financial knowledge, how to write your own story, and even more. We're creating resources and a space for moms and caregivers too, so that we can nurture the next generation of young women. This is just the beginning, and I could not be more thrilled to build and shape this Sunny movement with this next generation of storytellers and creators and leaders and change makers. So be sure to follow @Sunny if you want more information.
But ultimately what it's now done, because this came out, can I look at the date? 10 months ago. Okay, approximately 10 months ago, she came out with this. The only thing I've seen that's been done is now we're teaching a class through Purdue University about AI. How does this this is actually counterintuitive to young girls being unapologetically themselves. This is actually probably forcing women to turn into something that the AI bot knows me more than myself. Oh, good. Oh, good. And STEM. I don't know how STEM... Look, okay. Oh my God. Recent key industry partnerships, brand collaborations. Ready for this one? Leveraging the momentum of Taylor Swift's Eras Tour last November in Indianapolis, Purdue hosted In Our STEM Era, an immersive event in partnership with global beauty company Elf Cosmetics, which attracted over 10,000 attendees. We're fucked. We are so fucked. We need to have Elf. I don't know. Okay. Back to her talking about NFTs. I can't.
Yeah, 1000%. And I'm curious too. I know, like, speaking in my own experience with Matt, I mean, for a lot of people, that there's kind of this like light bulb moment where things click and all of a sudden you're very inspired about the potential of the technology. So I'm curious, what are some of those things that inspire you or excite you the most when it comes to NFTs?
Well, in the NFT space, I mean, it's so much is possible. The first thing that jumps to mind is that it's creator forward. And so Hello Sunshine is a company I created to help amplify female creators and work with them and encourage them to grow their own businesses and put women at the center of media and entertainment. So this is just a natural extension of that mission. And as I got more educated about NFTs, I realized there's just so much opportunity for women to own their own work. And I say women, non-binary people, women who are people who celebrate women. I think it's really important as new worlds are being built that we bring consciousness that is about female creators and female entrepreneurs, that this is an opportunity to own your work in perpetuity. And as an artist coming up in a business for 30 years, right? I was in Hollywood. I started when I was 14 years old. And the highest goal you can achieve is owning your own work. And whether that's in the music industry, the film industry, television, and it was never possible. All of our work was always owned by studios, publishing, record labels.
And there's a lot of nuance to that, and a lot of it is messed up to the artists. I do agree, especially when it comes to the music industry. But I don't understand how you think that a studio who's paying millions of dollars up front to take on the risk of putting together this production owes you more than your contractual obligation. Like in perpetuity, you, like if a character is successful, you somehow should get more money for that. I just don't understand. You're not a one person project. There's hundreds of people that work on these shows, plus hundreds more that work on these, studios and executives that go through pitches and go through rewrites. Are those people irrelevant? I understand wanting to, have ownership of something you've created, but that's copyright law. That's, nothing to do with NFTs. So Reese Witherspoon saying the solution to a system that doesn't work for the creators, or it favors the studios who have the money up front, which I do agree with that. And that's unfair because you have an advantage. If you have millions of dollars to invest, you get the advantage. And maybe you didn't, that's family money or whatever. It's not a fair pool. I agree. A fair field to start on. But so your solution is to have NFTs of your face and then you own them? I don't know. I think she's got... She sort of reminds me, and I think someone brought her up in the chat, but Meghan Markle. Like, Meghan Markle has the same complex, it sounds like Reese Witherspoon has, which is you want to be impactful. You want to help women do something, but you don't have any good ideas. So you're just going to latch on to whatever's popular and then say, for women. NFTs for women, AI for women, and then shame them into not wanting to participate in something that's not good for them. Anyways, my 2 cents.
And this
on first. Life is literary. Life is literary. Thank you so much. Life is literary says, we talk a lot about toxic masculinity, which is mainly important. I often wonder if this stuff you cover on your channel is sort of a toxic femininity. Totally. I agree. And I don't know if that's a correct terminology for it, but there is... Or it's toxic masculinity too, and it's not gendered necessarily. Like more men tend to be masculine, but maybe toxic masculinity could just be a trait that anybody can have. Like when they say the male loneliness epidemic, I always think that that's such a weird thing to gender. Everyone's lonely, so it seems, or at least like I feel lonely all the time. And it's like, I'm not a man. Do I not get to fit into that box of how society is today? I think, you know, men might just be suffering more from it because they're not getting all the benefits that they used to get. But anyways, yeah, it's like it's being tougher, being meaner, being colder. That could be a female trait or a woman's trait, but be masculine, if that makes sense. So maybe it is toxic femininity, or if it is toxic masculinity, but it is also attributed to women. And I think women target other women because they know how vulnerable women can be and are in our society, in our world. Mel Robbins is not targeting men, even though she could probably get, theoretically, based on the statistics, more money from them, more opportunities from them. But she wants to target women because it's easier to get them to be on her side, I think, unfortunately. So thank you, Life is Literary. I like that point of view that you have. And for that, I say this.
I am all about getting a free ride.
And also,
I'm really good at making money.
And also,
I'm sorry that you don't have a job.
And also,
oh my gosh.
And finally,
There's nothing more whole than a broken heart.
Okay.
Has been a brand new frontier that I just want to educate people around, because I think, and look, I'm getting educated too. It feels like a unique time and a space where technology is advancing so quickly, but it's creating real space for artists to build communities that are incredibly robust and
what artist created a community that's still viable today because of NFTs? I'm curious.
Viable. So I'm just thrilled to be able to meet creators and help amplify their work.
For sure. I know you've been vocal about.
And you could do that at an art gallery. You could do that with up-and-coming actors. Why NFTs is her choice. Everything she's describing, she could do in the regular world. I think it's because she wants to be seen as innovative, creative, a forward thinker, and someone who's in early and sees the vision, even though it's clear that she obviously misstepped.
Supporting female-led projects since you entered the space. I know your avatar is a world of women on Twitter, and I'm curious to hear what are some of the other projects and creators that you're excited about and why.
Oh, well, I've gotten really great. I've gotten to meet amazing people like Mason Rothschild and Amber Park, who are doing Weirdos. And they did the Meta Birkins, Mason did. And that's a fascinating exploration about, where does art sit in this world, and satire. And, I think he's really articulate and really eloquent about how he feels like his.
Pause, everybody. We are now 2-2. The Sabres are now up. They're not up, but we're tied 2-2 in the second period. Thank you so much. Just wanted to update you.
His work should feel free, and Amber is just an infinitely creative.
Me too, Lisa. Thank you so much. I would also love that.
Your girl is a bougie bitch.
So true.
Young person who has worked with Katy Perry for years and years and just really sees infinite possibilities.
Anytime Katy Perry's mentioned, I think, scam. Now, every time I hear Reese Witherspoon's involved, scam.
In this space. People pleaser is somebody who I actually heard her on NFT Now, and I got to meet with her. She was so amazing and imaginative and so helpful and collaborative. Yam Karzai from World of Women is someone I've been talking to about.
I don't know what you're saying.
Maybe having some real world activations around her community. So it's been really fun to just get to know people. And that's part of the great part of it too, is I just say, what are your biggest dreams and how can I help make them possible?
No, I absolutely love that. No, I'm sure you'd agree too, but just like the NFT and like Web3 community is just a very like collaborative, supporting community. I know everybody knows that like a rising tide will lift all ships, and relative to other industries, I'm sure in Hollywood too at times.
Yeah, that's so what happened for sure. Yeah, all the projects just lifted up and then pumped and dumped, and now they're all made their money and they're out of the game. Oof. Rising tide scams all ships, I think is what he meant to say.
Everything gets super cutthroat, so maybe this is even refreshing.
Well, you're starting to see, systems moving in and trying to create barriers between creators and community. And so I think it's a really interesting time to get involved. And that's why I keep encouraging more women into this space, because it's already really carved out by a lot of men. As we know, empirically, it's...
Let men fail. Let men fail on their own. Don't involve women into their failures.
Something dismal like 19% of crypto is held by women, and even less for NFT owners. So it just really trying to get people to understand that this is
that's the thing. Here's my last thought on this, because I don't really care what she has to say. Maybe it's actually misogynistic. Okay, just stay with me for a second. For Mel Robbins, for all these women to be like, we're being left behind, right? When the AI bubble that's happening right now. Maybe that's their internalized misogyny, because they cannot imagine a world where women choose not to do something. We choose not to do something and it be the right choice and the smart choice. So when women, like myself, said NFTs sound like a scam, NFT sounds like it makes no goddamn sense. Crypto seems unstable overall. Now, if you bought Bitcoin, whatever, fine. But like these meme coins, they seem like it ain't gonna last. There's a lot of people who I look at and go, scammer, 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 who are telling me that I should buy crypto. That to me is a red flag. But they cannot envision a world where women are smarter than men and make wiser choices. We're automatically behind. Hey, did I just crack the code? Did I just solve all of our problems? I didn't even use a chatbot. I need money now. Money, please.
Most pilgrims are not bougie bitches like me.
Okay. Follow up.
Future, it's not going away. It's the same way a lot of people felt really reluctant about Web 2 and socials and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. I'm seeing a little bit of, reserve around that too for people who've been in traditional entertainment spaces. But there's also excitement around ownership too. And I think, getting people to understand that this might be a unique opportunity, and that I don't know how long the window is going to last as well, is really important.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, it is interesting because I'm
done with her. These people were all so freaking confident too. I have the secrets. I have the key. I have the future. You got to get in. You got to get in now. Blah, blah, blah. Do you remember Tom Bilyeu? How he was speaking 2 years ago at the Miami conference and whatever. And he was wearing his gorilla bullshit around town and talking about his stuff. He's got nothing about Web3. Oh, what happened to Web3? Where's Web3, Tommy? Tommy, where Web3 at? Oh, not in his bio. Now he went back to what his one-trick pony was. Co-founded Quest Nutrition, sold it for $1 billion, CEO of my YouTube channel. How I did it. Oh, the thing that was working that got him the fans. Oops, you can't go out of your comfort zone. That's the only thing you got. Same thing with Rachel Hollis. I'm gonna make a movie. No, you're gonna go back to doing conferences in Austin, Texas, telling women, believe in yourself. That's what you can do. And I hate to say it. It's more of the norm. You strike gold, you keep on digging in that gold until it's barren. It's very rare for people to be able to pivot successfully, especially when you are the brand. It's almost impossible, especially when you are susceptible to scams like these people are. Okay, here's Tom giving his 2 cents. I don't even know he made a comment on this topic, but it's funny. AI and work. 86%. All of these numbers come out of their ass. Also, by the way, it comes from nowhere. Harvard study, a lean-in study. My ChatGPT told me to put this into a poster. I sniffed my butt after farting, and I told me 86 popped into my head, and that's where I put this on paper. None of this is anything, okay? The 3 studies just confirmed it, okay? And also, just for the record, this has 43 likes, right? 43 likes. This is a man who's supposed to be teaching me how to live in the future. He's got 1.9 million followers on Instagram. He posted this 11 hours ago, can only gain 43 likes. That is the most abysmal engagement I think I may have ever seen in my life. I can get 43 likes on my private Instagram, posting a picture of my fingers after, again, I pulled that 86 out of my ass, and I could get 43 likes. Abysmal. Okay. This is what he has to say, and then we'll wrap it up. 86% of the workers most exposed to AI are women. 3 studies just confirmed it. The trap. 6.1 million U.S. workers The trap. 6.1 million U.S. workers. High AI exposure. No easy way out. What? A new Brookings study found a group of workers stuck at the intersection of 2 problems. Their jobs are highly exposed to AI, and they have low ability to find a new one. One skill, one job, one town, no plan B. Mostly office and admin. This is not even a sentence. Before the comments, AI isn't out to get women. The jobs AI does first happen to overlap with the jobs women hold most. Two takes will flood the comments. Sorry, you actually predicted this wrong, Tom. No one even commented. No one gives a shit about what you're posting. Actually, a couple people did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was wrong. 8 people gave a shit. So they didn't even have a take because this is such a low engaged post. Anyways, both are wrong. AI is sexist. Women don't add value. Well, you're right there, Tom. He came up with that one. That's his take. Lisa's is AI is sexist. His take is women don't add value. Women have built the most valuable parts of every company I've owned. This isn't about gender. It's about exposure. Okay. The real numbers, 37 million U.S. workers face high AI exposure. Isn't that a different number than you just said there? 6.1 million? And now we're changing it to 37 million. Okay. Tom, okay. 26.5 million of them will be fine. The difference? Options. What? You can't vote your way out of this. You can't sue your way out of this. You can build your way through it. Question 1 of 5. Oh, this is wonderful. This is such engaging content. If your main income disappeared tomorrow, do you have a second one already running? Try this. Yes or no? No, kind of. Question 2.5. Can you name your top 3 most AI exposed tasks at work right now? Try this. Open a doc. Write them down. 3. Do you have 6 months of bills saved? Check your account before you answer. If AI cut your team in half tomorrow, would you be in the half that stays? Be honest about why or why not. 5. If you had to make money this month without your current job, do you know how? Steps, not vibes. Free masterclass. 3 or more no's. You're in the 6.1 million. AI didn't put you there. You did. The good news is you can change it. I'm running a free masterclass. Leverage AI to start your business. Then he did another one. He must be pushing this. Oh, here it is. This is the worst photo, Tom. Never use this photo again. I needed 1,300 people to build my billion-dollar company. First of all, it wasn't his billion-dollar company, okay? He was a marketing person as part of a larger team that he got brought on to at his company. He got lucky as fuck. It was not his company, okay? He uses that word and phrasing very generously. If I had to do it again, I'd start with 0 employees and Claude. Okay, a protein bar company. Okay. A manufacturing food company. This man with the biggest ears you've ever seen. I'm sorry, I take that back. That was Satan. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Satan, stop it. Leave my body, Satan, now. I compel you.
I'm literally telling you I'm Christ.
Demon. Stop it. Demon. Stop it. Demon. Stop it. Demon.
I happen to be an empath myself.
I've just healed so much. Okay, it's over. It's done. Sorry. I take it back. Because that was mean. I'm sorry. I shouldn't make fun of his looks. Yeah. So there you go. He would have started a business. This man's telling you that if he had to start a nutrition bar company, there's a lot of people outside, tomorrow, he wouldn't need any people to put the ingredients together, to ship them out, to sell them. And you should believe it if you're a woman. There's like a party going on outside that I wasn't invited to. And I'm feeling very left out. Can you hear them? Anyways, on that note, ladies, I asked AI what hell looked like, and it just showed me within the last 2 hours and 36 minutes. And now you've seen it too. And I hope you enjoyed that. I actually did enjoy that. I'm sad that we got banned from ever watching The Social on CTV again, because that's bullshit, but, you know, other than that, I'm doing good. I don't know anything more cultish than a live viewing audience that is as loud as I've ever heard and reacts to every sentence you've ever said, and then they copyright strike me in the middle of showing their said segment. Okay, this made me laugh. He can hear you from space. No, Satan, no, not again. Ah! Satan. Heal me with your words. Damn. Light language is sexy sometimes. Okay, well, I hope you learned something new. We still got Craig Siegel's TED Talk, TEDx Talk, to watch next week. I'll be out of town this weekend, so no streaming this weekend or anything. Not that I typically do, but I'll be back on Monday, and then we'll come, I think, Wednesday. We'll stream Wednesday. And then we also have Heidi Powell's I Got a Boyfriend part 2, which I hear is kind of juicy. So maybe we'll spin the wheel and we'll do that next week, and we'll just, whatever comes up, we'll listen to, and then we'll finish it up later in the week. Thank you for watching. And yeah. AI, baby. AI for the ladies. AI, more like lady. No. AI, more like artificial intelligence. More like artificial irrelevance, slut. Okay. Now you're reaching. All right, time to sing my song. If you'd like to get your name sung at the end of a stream, join the membership, the Gold Straight Up membership. It's the best membership in all of YouTube. And if you do it today, you will be gifted 1 million Dogecoins. In theory, we'll bottle up the feeling of getting 1 million Dogecoins. Okay. A woman. Gosh blars. And time to sing. Toodaloo. Bye. And go Sabres. And go Sabres. What is this? Let's listen to a new song. Hey, hey, hey. Starry Nights EXE. Do you watch hockey? I typically don't. Unless the Sabres are in the playoffs, like they won't. B, because they're gonna be in the Stanley Cup finally. Nicole Campbell. I wish we could go to the game for free. Walk hand in hand with a saber in our palm. Then we could play ping pong. A condo. Do you love AI? Do you want a pie filled with AI? It would taste so good because it wouldn't disagree with you. It will go down so smooth with lots of lube. Alaska Tundra. I want to ask you about Alaska AI. Does Alaska have AI or is it left behind? How many women do you live with? Are they all falling behind? Cause they haven't done AI lessons at Purdue. Lily and Massey, how about you? Do you want to join Sunny to be a storyteller and learn about Gen Z's personality? There are no products. It's just marketing for nothing. Rabba Gabor, you need to learn some more about AI and how it's gonna destroy the earth. Oh my, don't you wish these lyrics were written by AI? Rebeled Fuentes, you could never bottle this feeling up of having your name on the screen. AI could never replicate that feeling. Hey, Leaf Madison, we switch a song up. We can switch a song up when we want. There are no rules. AI doesn't rule my life or yours. Until tomorrow. Merva Bell 2. Women are falling behind. What about you? Did you fall behind in the NFT purchasing window? What about the AI? It might make you have mildew on your eyes because you're staring at a screen at all times. Gross. Honolulu 7. How many bitcoins will get you into heaven? At least 45. That's a cost to get in. I asked AI to tell me what hell feels like, and we're living in it. Yeah. Olive Harper, you're getting sharper because you said no to AI taking over your life. But the lady in yellow said it's really, really good for you to do AI. So I guess just become a guy. Maya Sloan, take out $1 million. Maybe for a loan so you can buy some NFTs from Reese Witherspoon. Or maybe buy some Bumble stock so that it can go down after they put the AI prompt and ruin what's left of this app. Can't wait for that. Bone Palace Belay 94. There's 94 billion trillion women who are falling behind. That's a real study that I made up in my mind. Grace Charlie loves cats. Cats also love AI. Tara loves it and she wants to cry. And she wants to go back to the days of cat videos on the internet. That's what I miss about being online web 2. Farley Burge, what do you miss the most about being on the internet when it was fun? When Harry Potter Puppet Pals were #1 and Charlie Bit My Finger was relevant. Chandagulik, Chandagulik, one day I'll get your name, I will fix the way my accent works. And then a cappella. The rest you can't twerk with no music. Okay, we're gonna play a short song to round us out here. Chandagulik, Chandagulik, Tara and 11. It's the coolest thing that you're on the list of Gold Trade Up members, right next to Tara's beautiful ear. She has something to say, my dear. She says, meow, 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 meow. It's still 2-2. The Sabres are tied with the Canadiens. Canadiens in Montreal. I hope we can get one more point on the board and then score 2 more. We gotta win this one so we can go home and beat 'em. Yeah! Go Sabres!